Get your physical experience.
I know when their time might come to be inspected would be useful. The other thing I want to ask you was, how many different marine products have open and closed seasons in Jamaica? Lobster being one, conch, I believe, is another. I don't know if there are any others. But I was wondering to what extent this regime for the spiny lobster would be relevant to, say, the conch. And to the extent this is a more up-to-date regime, would it not make sense to apply it, or as much of it as is relevant, to other marine products that have open and closed seasons? And has any thought been given to that?
Thank you. Minister.
Thank you, members. To the member from Westmoreland Eastern, yes, it does include the artisanal small fishers. It was a very easy process in terms of declaration. They could go to the Fisheries office or they could send an email in, and a number of them took up that. And the Fisheries, and this goes to the second matter, but the inspectors have to check the quantity that is declared, right? So you literally have to inspect and assess and ensure that what you have said, if you've said you have 200 kilograms, that you do have 200 kilograms, so that we don't have the over-reporting. Everybody gets inspected. Everybody gets inspected. So one of the big changes that has happened with the fisheries, as I said, we now have 42 people who all they do is compliance. So that was one of the big changes with our National Fisheries Authority. Before, literally, the entire complement was 60. Right now, the complement is 275.
Yeah,
so
man,
everybody has to be inspected. That's the first thing. So yes, it does include some of our small artisanals. Right? Sometimes, as you know, members, you have to aggregate, right? Because they have the capacity, so it includes all of that. And it also includes some restaurants who would already have in stock. Yes, the regulations give the right of inspection, and random inspections are done, right? And we do that both for lobster and for fish and for conch. As we would have said, we would have arrested 6 people in relation to conch, right? And what is helping us now, why we're a little bit more confident that we can treat with the oversight, is the agricultural protection branch of the police force. Because literally every day they are treated with agriculture-related crime. So there are also fisheries inspectors, some of them under the law. We only have open and closed seasons for lobster and conch. Conch is still on the rebound. Remember, we went through a period where we had to stop our conch fisheries. And that was because of overexploitation, including overexploitation from external sources, not necessarily all fishers. Thankfully, we are seeing increased stock density. And now we have the only MSC certified wild-caught conch in the world, which is the highest standard in terms of sustainability. That is happening because the players have come together, right? It is a little bit more delicate to manage the conch fisheries, so we're not there yet. We're not there yet. But in lobster, this is the first we're making this change. Clearly, we will do a review at the end to ensure that it is in keeping. By next year, we will have the capacity to do our own surveys with our own research vessel. That will be a game changer for fisheries, right? Now it costs us a lot of money to get these surveys done. Last one was in 2023. When we have our own vessel, we can do these more regularly. And once we see that the stock is at a level that it can sustain it, then we will move. This is what countries like Belize have done, right? So you have a closed season because that's the time that they spawn, but you can access it straight through. So we're heading in that direction. Thank you, members.
Thank you, Minister. Statement by Minister ends. You have a question? The member from Manchester South.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
I thought you were actually beckoning to something else.
No. Thank you, Madam Speaker. Minister, just as the member recently having the privilege to represent Alligator Pond, where you know we have 300 and odd registered fishers and almost 1,000 persons in a vertically integrated, employed in a vertically integrated chain of restaurants and so on. The small fishers don't have the benefit of being able to afford storage for any significant length of time. And in a recent constituency development plan, we identified that cold storage that would be available to those fishers would allow them to expand their income substantially without increasing risk of spoilage or having to effectively dump the goods. So could you say, Minister, while I am in support of this because it now facilitates measures like this, but you know often the catalyst has to come from the government because if we rely only on the aggregators, the small fishers will not benefit. So can you say if there are any plans to provide cold storage for the fishers in Alligator Pond and other similar beaches?
Hold on a moment. Are there any more questions? Go ahead, Minister.
Thank you, member from South Manchester, and good question. One of the persons who have endorsed the policy, I think we should be putting out his video, is a man you know well from a place called Leko Ochi, right, who is a declarant and has indicated that no, it will really help his business in terms of people coming and being able to get lobster during the season. Yes, there is a plan to roll out cold storage across our fishing beaches, and we've started. We actually have a partnership with the UNDP, and what we're doing is solar-generated cold storage. We've done a couple containers already, and there are containers that come with deep freezes that are operated on a cooperative basis, right? So we will ensure that Alligator Pond is on that list.
Thank you. Announcements?
Laid on the table of the House are the following: annual report and audited financial statements of the Real Estate Board and the Commission of Strata Corporation for the financial year 2019-2020. Annual report and audited financial statements of the Jamaica Agricultural Commodities Regulatory Authority for the financial year 2018-2019. And its related ministry paper number 21 of 2026, titled Annual Report and Audited Financial Statements of the Jamaica Agricultural Commodities Regulatory Authority for the year ended March 31, 2019. White paper number 01 of 2026, titled National Destination Assurance Framework and Strategy. Auditor General's Department certified appropriation accounts under head 2829 Supreme Court for 2012-2013. Head 28052 Legal Reform Department for the year 2019-2020. Head 20,000 for the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service 2020-2021. Head 20,000 C Ministry of Finance and the Public Service for the year 2020-2021. Head 27,000 Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs for the year 2021-2022. Head 27,000 Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs for the year 2022-2023. Finally, by way of information, report of the Regulations Committee of the Senate on its deliberations on 1. The National Housing Trust Housing Benefit Special Selection Catherine Estates Housing Development Batch 1 Order, 2. The Industrial Cove Manor Housing Development Order, and 3. The Mace-Muir Flats Housing Development Order of 2025. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Bills brought from the Senate, petitions, papers, reports from committees, notices of motions given orally. Not yet, PM. Not as yet. Questions and answers to questions. Motions that may be made at the commencement of public business requiring notice. Motions relating to the sitting of the House. Motion for leave to introduce bills Presentation of bills without leave of the House first obtained. House Leader.
Madam Speaker, this Honourable House would have taken note that on the 19th day of March 2026, the Prime Minister gave notice of that at the next meeting of the House, he would move to introduce and have read a first time a bill shortly entitled the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority Act 2026. Madam Speaker, a new bill will be tabled, and as such, I now seek leave of the House to withdraw the bill.
Those in favour?
Aye.
Those against? The ayes have it. House Leader.
Madam Speaker, I now ask for recommittal of the items, notices of motions given orally, and presentation of bills without leave of the House first obtained.
Those in favour?
Aye.
Those against? The ayes have it. The question is that notices of motions given orally and presentation of bills without leave of the House first obtained be recommitted. Those in favour? Those against? The ayes have it. Notices of motions given orally. Prime Minister.
I beg to give notice that at the next meeting of the House, I will move to introduce and have read a first time a bill shortly entitled the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority Act 2026. I further beg to give notice that at a later stage today, I will move for the suspension of the standing orders to enable me to take first reading of the bill.
Presentation of bills without leave of the House first obtained. Prime Minister.
Madam Speaker, I now move for the suspension of standing orders to enable me to take the first reading of a bill shortly entitled the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority Act 2026.
Members, the question is that the standing orders be suspended to allow Minister to take the first reading of the bill. Those in favour? Those against? The ayes have it. Prime Minister.
Madam Speaker, I now move that a bill shortly entitled the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority Act 2026 be read a first time.
Clerk.
A bill shortly entitled the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority Act 2026 read a first time.
Madam Speaker, I beg to give notice of second reading of the bill. Madam Speaker, I further beg to give notice that at a later stage today, I will move for the suspension of the standing orders to enable me to take a second reading of the bill and to take it through all its concluding stages.
Thanks, Prime Minister. Not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet, not yet. Hold on. Hold on. Public business.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker. I just, given the notice of second reading, I was just going to ask, the bill that was tabled during the budget debate by the Prime Minister has been withdrawn today, and a new bill has been tabled. And I've had a quick look at it, and there are changes. I don't know the extent of the changes.
Opposition Leader,
perhaps we could have an explanation of what is intended.
Yes, you will get to that, Opposition Leader. Public business, House Leader.
Yes, thank you, Madam Speaker, as we embark on public business. Let me firstly just join in welcoming the students from the Bethlehem Moravian College, a wonderful teaching institution.
Bigfoot Jezebel Bumbleclot wearing that
because my mother attended Bethlehem. So I'm very, very
more if it was easier blood class self in a Bigfoot John Crow. And your teeth in Bumbleclot, big nose, Batman.
Good to see you, Sir Redwood. No. The other thing, Madam Speaker, before I go through how we will proceed today, I want us to take the time in this house to celebrate Dr. Mavis Gilmore, who turned 100. She celebrated her 100th birthday yesterday, April 13, 2026. And this is really an honor and to honor a life of exceptional service, dedication, and achievement. We will all remember that Dr. Gilmore was the Minister of Education from 1980 to 1986, having first served as a senator between 1972 to 1976, and then Member of Parliament for St. Andrew West Rural between 1976 and 1989. She also served as Minister of Social Security from 1986 to 1989, which reflects her deep concern for the well-being and advancement of the Jamaican people. The members would be happy to know that she is in wonderful health and would have been visited by the Minister of Education and is doing well. And I thought it's only fitting that we send her our celebrations and congratulations on this milestone. Madam Speaker, in public business today. Oh, yes, sorry.
Thank you, Madam.
Andrew, West Rural.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand I stand proudly, also as the Member of Parliament of the same constituency where Dr. Mavis Gilmore represented for many years. To also express happy birthday to her.
Headkeeper went and spray round up on some grass, also sitting on a senti.
Look on your head. Minister post yesterday.
Look like when grass catch a fire and rain come out. It stink like. Come off on the blood TV screen, John. We hear Tony in a pussy.
She was still in good health, and I do recall once I took up the post at in West Rural, St. Andrew, how everyone they were very elated that another female was sent to West Rural because she represented the constituency so proudly. So on behalf of the people of West Rural, St. Andrew, I also want to say happy birthday.
Opposition Leader?
Yes. Madam Speaker, I want to join in the sentiments of the House expressing birthday wishes to Mavis Gilmore on her 100th birthday yesterday. It's a big deal. She's somebody I know very well from I was a child. Her husband, the late John Gilmore, was a surgeon and was a close friend of my father. So my parents were friends, and I knew her from I was quite little. I actually went to visit her last year. I think it was either July or early August at her home, because one of her relatives had reached out to me, who's writing a book which features her life, and through that conversation she suggested I come and see Dr. Gilmore, Mavis. And I had the pleasure of visiting her at her home. She's very with it, and we had a great conversation. And she was a strong supporter of Norman Manley through the years. And then in the 70s, she had a little hiccup and moved over to the other side. But with the wisdom of age, she expressed a desire to come on the campaign trail with me in the last election. And I was tempted to take her up on that offer, but I thought it best at this stage in her life that she not agitate herself too much, because the politics has changed somewhat since when she was last active. But she is a delightful woman and an iconic Jamaican, like Madame Rose Leon, similar in the sense that represented both sides of the aisle. And it's wonderful to have her reach this August landmark milestone in her own life and career. And we wish her many more years of good health and strength and, look forward to being able to perhaps celebrate another birthday with her in the future. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Marky G, you never say no, Madam Speaker, if you say, thank you, Bigfoot, Jezebel, mad girl.
Members, next next is the member from East Central St. James.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Boy, I'm not to play with them,
I stand,
Because today I watch
special
Parliament.
Today to pay tribute.
And it's between them avatar on behalf of University of the West Indies. You don't know nothing. You don't have answer for nothing.
Surviving member
I'm
of the
so upset with that work today.
She served in 1980. And
I said, what is this? Then how go them have this man in the Parliament and you don't answer for nothing at all? You don't have no answer for nothing.
In the House.
I said, this is a dolly house Parliament. I'm give up on the Parliament job.
I stand in the House.
The Parliament not serve we. Parliament not serve we,
Madam Speaker, I thought I was very clear.
Who in Jamaica can say the Parliament? Parliament not serve we.
As the only surviving
Parliament not use in Jamaica. The Parliament need to
at this time,
lick down out of the blood clot country. And not serve we, not giving no justice, not doing nothing for we. More than pass law.
Mavis Gilmore did firstly.
Only law pass for we. Be a law. Rules and regulation for the Jamaican citizens. What else Parliament have for we?
When she made the transition in 1976, it was a very
going to thump Andre in her mouth.
And in fact, started
and Nikisha Birchell take off his shoes and lick down the leg far around the place where he sit down.
To achieve the deliverance that came.
Then sit them and say I go in the Parliament. Andrea tells one lie. Mark Williams go over there and just box down in blood clot. Then sit them and say it happen. Kick him in the body and run him out of the Parliament.
Members of the opposition.
Spit on him blood clot. Come out of the Parliament, he's a fucking thief. Them want to run him out of the Parliament like Junker. All this a Junker here.
Seminal.
Look on this a blood clot midget here.
Has not been
look on this a ugly guy.
In any
look on this guy.
That we have had since.
Ninja Turkey grandfather.
That 13
look at this guy.
Was a powerful 13. And
maybe Minister of Tourism.
Was a strong leader.
He really can be the Minister of Tourism because people coming to Jamaica just to look for him because they don't know him why, you know. I know him, I don't know him why.
An ordinary politician.
Because I don't think so they register him as human.
Organizer par excellence.
I don't know which species they register him under.
As Deputy General Secretary.
Maybe he can be a tourism minister because I never seen nothing like this before.
1980. When, Madam Speaker, a little bit of that truth has to be told. And no doubt will be codified in due course.
True, I don't want to hear what them say, because these people don't want to listen to my people in the bolo.
That period.
Andrew and him blood clot big footy that girl. And the whole of them make me sick of the blood clot Parliament.
We would turn up at Belmont Road. Not knowing where the
Andrew gone too much in our blood clot country. And he want to kick in a female out. But I want them all water boat that we have iron in our front. Kick him in a bumbo clot mouth with it.
And we would get a little piece of paper with the address of the meeting written on it.
That's the not tell them a lie to the people in our country. You know them really. As them go tell one lie, so somebody just kick him in a bumbo clot mouth, making two mouth lip. Swell up on him.
The inner strength of that woman who was such a key leader in organizing the party. There are councils, in fact.
I'm going to tell you straight, I rate Andrew, All Andrew can do is send in gunman them off for me. Only blood clotting Andrew can do is send in gunman them off for me. Either in gunman them we have, or the gunman police them when recruit. I only blood clotting he can do, but as long as Andrew want to sit down in the Prime Minister office, I'm not going to tell him to go near him shit. I'm going to dead the bush like dog. And near him out him and go. And I work with no thieves. I must think saying you can't get no ratings for me. Go suck out him and go. No ratings. You don't get for me. Brawling to pussy. And the only thing he can do is send in gunman them or send in gunman police. And cares blood clot zero. Here. Andrew won this. Have to come out of the blood clot Parliament and go in on Bigfoot Jezebel wearing girl. Have to come out of the blood clot Parliament. I'm going to give a fuck when I want to do. The only thing I say can do is send in criminal gunman them and in criminal gunman police them. The only thing he can do.
And I wanted to make it clear today that we honor her.
Listen, vote of no confidence. And I'm voting on kick him if you get a kick out of a blood clot parliament in our mouth. Kick him in our mouth and I'm body. Kick him from upstairs and make him drop down and downstairs and broke him blood clot neck.
Is what
come out of a parliament and we're pussy.
Would like to achieve. And so Mavis Gilmore has batted well, and we want to commend her from the stand for achieving
this a look batty man, yeah.
Century.
This a look pussy.
So congratulations to her. And
hotel owner cock. If he likes. This a pussy, yeah.
At her image as
our
Prime Minister,
5-star hotel, 4-star hotel.
And wish
so be a hotel manager cock, boss for cock, hotel owner.
I saw
for free sleep in a hotel. Them a batty boy, yeah.
Coming out.
Put on G-string over hedonism and go marry my name, man. A pussy them, yeah. To come out of the parliament and go dead a bush like that.
No Minister of Education was also there with her. And it was a wonderful reunion as it is. A Minister of Education then and the Minister of Education now. Two strong women. And so I close by saying, may God give her more strength and more years. And may she find rest and peace in all the years that she has left on this planet Earth.
Look how all of them we are seeing at the view range of the camera. Look how they look like some look a pedophile and rapist. All of them with the camera show up and look how they look like some look a rapist and child molester. Look upon them.
Today,
all of them look like child molester. Look upon them. See them there.
God bless you.
All a transgender one day. We did a run for Jamaica. The man royal, the man royal one day. Look how they look. Stink like shit. All this one here.
House Leader.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Thank you to the members.
But I'm going to live, good life for politics.
In the conversation, we may forget that Dr. Gilmore was also
the first
woman surgeon in the Caribbean.
Watch it pussy so walk up and down a foreign really I look money for big. Walk up and down in a foreign country I beg money to put in an account. I want pussy if you come out of the parliament. The batty boy Andrew Holness. If you come out of the parliament.
The bill has been
you want some kicking them out. You find where they come up 5,000 container and talk about a coming in the country. And I know how much money we can see one. And come back and chat up now. We kicking one in the mouth. I kick him in the mouth and say, pussy, where container was a say I come in the country. This is a batty boy. I say, more than my Mark Golden go over there go thump him in the blood clot mouth.
Today,
and when the Mark Golden thump him, date and camera him spring pan him and kick up him blood clot.
Today, and those members who want to contribute today, they can contribute after the Prime Minister's opening presentation. So, Madam Speaker,
Opposition Leader.
Yes, Madam Speaker. The bill having been tabled today, the standing orders would normally require it a week to pass before the debate on the bill commences. So we are commencing the debate on the day of tabling, which is not what the standing orders normally require.
Like Andrew go nyam out him and go, nothing works in our parliament.
Authorized.
Batman, Andrew can't come to the parliament and change up in a Mark Gold. Andrew for going nyam out him and go brawling. He might go on with too much and he can't certify asset for how much year. Thief charity money, he might go on with bomb buckler Andrew go on with too much. This way I come with Mark Gold and he can't pass today. And if he want to pass, he go thump him in a blood clot mouth. Daddy talk your man TV, tell her that. Andrew for go nyam out him and go declaring asset. I'm brawling to pussy.
Hey, Madam Speaker, there has been significant comment, analysis of the bill since it was tabled by the Prime Minister.
Nobody now want to listen to him anti-winning. Nobody now want to listen to Batman Andrew Holness. If you come out of the parliament, I will see you stuff. Man, him feel like say I just talk, we have to come talk, pam, platform. We have to come out of the parliament and we blood clot serious. They must feel say every day we have to come out and talk. And come beg like I can go on.
The importance of it would suggest, and I, having read the previous version, am of the view that the bill ought to go to a joint select committee so it can be properly reviewed and we can hear from a range of stakeholders.
They must say Andrew wants to come in the parliament with a kicking one in his mouth. I'm going to deal with the things we need to deal with.
All the issues that need to be addressed.
Stink like shit. How Andrew wants to stink him be?
Such as the one which the bill is establishing can function in accordance with modern principles of good governance and achieve the other objectives which the government has in mind for this body.
Mark Golding, you don't know say Andrew is a drunker, man. Andrew is a dog shit, man. Andrew no come for now, you know, Mark Golding. Andrew no come, Andrew want to look a piece of dog shit. With a plan for raise, sell back juice. Andrew no nobody. Andrew is just a little piece of dog shit. Go suck, see I got caca and get work. Who's fucking Andrew?
I don't think that a joint select committee process would...
Remember me grow better than Andrew. Andrew no nobody. Andrew consent policy kill out Jamaican you to grow better than him. Andrew nobody boy. Andrew only say nobody boy man. Andrew nobody no come off a no good table. Look how him mama for a crocodile. He no come off a no good. Andrew no nobody. I don't know portion of body in our country. Just a dog shit when you take mistake and take in a road. That is Andrew Holness. It's nobody in our country. It's just a local blood clot thief. I use the office of the Prime Minister to fuck up the country. Andrew no nobody boy. He ain't go do online course for doctorate. She want Jamaican call him doctor. Doctor where? Must Dr. Fish. Which part of him a doctor? Andrew a batty boy. First Batman Prime Minister we have Andrew Holness. First brawling Batman Prime Minister we have and Andrew Holness. Bruce Golden said, boy, this is one or two dangerous, not in my cabinet. Andrew Michael Holness, dirty bungle, are the first Batman Prime Minister we have in Jamaica.
Necessarily have to be lengthy. It could be done in an efficient way. But I think it's very important that this not be rushed through the Parliament. As the fact that we're going to start the debate on it today, the date that it is being tabled, indicates is the intent of the government.
Madam Speaker, it sounds like the Leader of the Opposition is trying to start the debate without the debate having started. A number of the points that he can raise when he speaks.
Hey, all you know for talking about Parliament in a pussy. Remember, buy your seat in a batty boy. This a batty boy for talking about Parliament. This a batty boy. Rhoda Crawford, Marlene Mala-Ofort, Robert Montague, when they say rape 13-year-old. Couple more of them. Them are pussy enough for talking about Parliament. They don't win their seat. All the Batman Prime Minister enough for talking about Parliament. Until he can win one seat. Until he can win his seat from Paul Buchanan. Say look a blood clot thief in Governor General. We keep swearing sermon for Andrew Holness. Him and Andrew Holness a criminal. Tell the Governor General can't say one look a Batman like Andrew Holness. We know now come from Norway. Can't certify asset and keep swearing ceremony for being got on Prime Minister. The Governor General and the Prime Minister are the same thing them. Two of them are conflict of interest. Same thing them. When me see the Governor General keep swearing ceremony for a blood clot junker when I certify, me lose all respect for this Governor General boy. Him is no Governor General for nobody in Jamaica. The Governor General, when whatever you want to call himself, this guy for just left out of this job and go back and look at Anglican church, go preach to, look at blood clot dopey them when he used to preach to. I look at 7-day church when he used to go. Because Jamaica have a Governor General. Because if a Governor General aid and betting in a corruption, that in disqualify in my book. So Jamaica have no governor general. Right? Jamaica run like a republic. We don't look a pussy. I impersonate the governor general. We keep swearing ceremony for one criminal. We are terrorizing people them now. Which governor general? Where? Which part?
The bill. The minister, the member is quite aware that it is regular for bills.
So all the blood clots are eaten. How you breathe down so hard? Can I see that look when Mark Golding attacking a Batman? Yeah, the young Batman in a JLP now in a pussy. We see how he did have like he has steam down like some rhino bull when Mark Golding attacked took a while. Eh? Whatever your Aunt Jones a cook, you see, it will never happen. Whatever your Aunt Jones a plan for pass today in a parliament, it will never blood clot happen. Tell your Batman boss Aunt Jones, say, talk your mind TV, say, go and certify asset and go try winning seat from Paul Buchanan. Until then, he can go fuck off.
To be tabled, for the standing orders to be suspended, and for the debate to commence. This has happened countless times when he was Minister of Justice. This is not new news. And the fact...
Whatever I want to say now, it not happen now. We have 28 in a parliament and it not happen. So no matter what you want to say, whatever you suck pussy Batman boss so I'm passing a parliament today will never pass. We don't like when you're a criminal in a pussy. We can't stand for soon much just for hearing you know. I better we can't do what you see we are broadcasting up our blood clot channel, you know. You think we really want to carry the likes of Aunt Jones and talk about him? You think that we really want to talk about Uno? I true we are do everything in our power to get rid of our blood clot country. And when you don't lose, you don't live in Jamaica either. You don't go live in a blood clot sea. You are Aunt Jones and Juliet Wallace and all on. When time when you come when you get robbed out by the PNP, not even in Jamaica you don't live in and I blood clot sea you know go live make shark name on a bomb hole. You don't know if you live on the island, you know. And a matter of fact too, you see, whatever you use tax money, when the money on a thief, taxpayer money on a thief, whatever on a thief taxpayer money and buy, we are going to freeze it. And we are going to make Mark Golding put in one law as in going for freeze ex-politician account until investigation done. No spending and no traveling. You know, wait. We say we are planned for no blood clot. You never hear. You know, swear for Kalalo and Kalalo swear for no belly. You know, wait. You know, wait. You know, wait. You see, Alonjo? You see, him a ball out for mummy. Wait. You think him a ball out for mummy yet? You think Andrew a ball out for mummy yet? Him mama fear some all blood clot crocodile a zoo.
That the fact that
there's some whole mother, some whole age crocodile.
The bill was ventilated, and now we see a new bill. What the members
he mummy your bumble. Your mama fear some whole crocodile. We are one teeth, and I can't bite off of nobody again.
We did that already. When they moved the motion for the suspension of the standing orders, and he's about, well, you will hear. Anyway, thank you, Madam Speaker. We'll go to public business.
In a matter what you want to say.
You're saying we need to do it over. You didn't hear. You can ask for the record of Hansard, Prime Minister.
Juliet, you look like some blood clot girl on a back road. You look like some girl on a back road. Eh? You're in the wrong place, Juliet. Go on a back road, you look a bag. Go on a back road, you look a bag. You look like some girl on a back road. You look like some girl who are impersonator a house speaker. Eh? How do you get a blood clot bogus house speaker ya? In our part. You don't know that house speaker ya? How do you get this girl from back road putting a gun about a house speaker? You don't know this ya? Talk it truth. You don't know this ya? Fear some girl on a back road. Look on him face. Eh? But first lady in a job. First blood, which first lady? Eh? Look upon this a thief in one here. Look upon this a thief. Watch it bumble like dog shit. Look upon this a thief in one here.
Don't move for the suspension of the standing orders to enable me to take
You stink like shit.
Of a bill shortly entitled.
Suck your mango, batty boy. You stink like shit.
Madam Speaker.
Nyam out your mango, batty boy. I'm going to declare asset.
All right, let me go through the procedure.
Go and go suck your mango, batty boy.
Madam Speaker,
we don't want to hear nothing from your pussy.
Move for the suspension of the standing
Run, my batty boy.
To take a second reading.
And nyam out your mango. You think we like to see your pussy?
Reconstruction and Resilience Authority Act 2026. And to take it through.
And do anything you want to, batty boy, because we don't give a fuck. You have to come out of the parliament. Suck your mango. You think you can intimidate me? Brawling to pussy. When I like you, tell her that straight. When I like you, batty boy, tell her that straight. Come on, chat about the man parliament. Think we like you? Think we like your pussy?
Substantive presentation. Allow me to.
You have a police them kill out the youth, them come chat up about pussy. Think we like you? Nyam your mango. You stink like shit.
And celebration of the 100th birthday.
When I like your pussy.
Serve this nation with great pride and indeed great competence.
Me say, I don't like this a pussy here.
And the senator.
The man make me sick. This a pussy here.
Serving both sides of the parliament. Dr. Mavis Gilmore and I have two.
You think me can feel comfortable for police in the street? Say them a terrorize thief and I do this to thief. I want blood clot thief about the guard want me be vex about him a bumbo clot. Sitting here.
We do have some distance.
So when they want to be prime minister, and you want to be prime time, is for them a thief.
Parliament.
We don't rate him a blood clot and he can't as long as him exists. He will never get a rating for talking on TV. I can't tell him that brawling as long as him live.
The standing orders of the House helps us to arrange the business of the House such that everything is done.
Your mouth stink like some outside toilet. For 6 months now, people say, see, but I do a pussy. We not like you, batty boy. We not like your pussy. We tell you that straight pussy. Do anything you want to do with your gunman. We have gunman them we have and the gunman police them. Because the Integrity Commission say ask the government. And you want a blood clot investigation. So you must know something about the blood clot shooting incident at the Ryan Evans. You must blood clot know about it. You come and talk about government business. Pussy, go declare asset, batty boy. Go declare asset, pussy. You come and check. Go batty boy, go declare asset. And that way I say, go declare asset, pussy. We don't listen, we don't want to hear nothing from no criminal. Batty boy, go declare asset, pussy. You come back and chat in a man park. Go declare asset, batty boy. And go away.
And transparently. And I urge members to pay close attention to the standing orders and to adhere to the standing orders. That protects both sides and ensures that the business of the House gets done.
Honestly, we cannot accept this guy as no Prime Minister talk about important things pertaining to the country. We cannot accept this guy as no Prime Minister. We refuse to accept this guy as no Prime Minister in Jamaica. I will never accept this guy as no Prime Minister in Jamaica. We will never accept one criminal who is in front of the court for thieving taxpayer money as no boy go suck your man.
In tabling this bill, we recognize that there are general concerns and some specific concerns with stakeholders. Internally, in the government, there are concerns. It is not something that we're cavalier in bringing to the Parliament, which is why at the earliest opportunity, we tabled the bill in long form. Refined it, taken into consideration.
No, we can't hear nothing about the minister relief things are going on. We can't hear nothing. Batty boy, myself to come out of the Parliament, you know. I say, I not stop. Hey, every day that God send me come on for this pussy until I come out of the Parliament. You know, here. And do anything you want to do, you know. Because at this moment, I tell you this straight pussy. We don't give a fuck. But we're not blood clot secret with you. Because, hey, come out of the Parliament, you know. Because sometimes man will a good look of vibe and want to get violence and cuss and things, you know. But this a batty boy just irritate my spirit, you know. There's no way Jamaica can be sit down and make one pussy wall junker like this can certify an asset in a court for thief in taxpayer money. I can't come in a parliament and talk about government business and then fuck with it. Are we stupid? Something wrong with we? How the fuck if we sit down and I take lecture for one criminal? How we had sense, how we are full of fool and thought, how sensible people in the island we sit down and I get lecture from one fucking thief. Me never see, only in a movie alone me see them sitting, you know. How can you sit down and take lecture from one thief? Eh? This a batty boy have to come out of the parliament brawling. Only thing he can do, you know, I send in gunman police them to go look for people, or in gunman hitman them we have. And at this present moment, better me dead for something than just sit down and dead like a one bitch. Tell him that blood clot. I prefer dead as a warrior than sit down and dead like a bitch. So when I tell this a batty boy, he must have to come out of the parliament and do anything you want blood clot do. I care blood clot zero. But he have to lift up. Any old man have to stay there. He must have to reverse the blood clot curse. Can have to lift up.
Where possible, concerns that have been raised and tabling it again. But it must be always borne in mind that we're tabling the bill against the backdrop of an emergency. So the emergency does not permit us to break the rules. I want to establish that. I've been very clear with that.
Go suck out your mama. Go climb in one light post and dive in your mama. How much rule broke in Jamaica? And you think we have blood, pussy. How much rule broke in Jamaica? And the constitution they broke, party boy. And I can't talk about broke. Hey boy, you want a kick in your mouth?
Democracy, and a mature democracy, we have established the process by which we address emergency situations, which means we have established emergency rules. We have...
everything is a laughing matter, pussy. We are come to parliament and laugh with.
We have provisions in the constitution.
You think this is a laughing matter, batty boy? And this is a thieving boy. We thief much blood clot oil from Petrojam. Eh? See batty boy there. The criminal we upside there with picture them thief. See pussy there.
Entity is able to act with...
You come chat about hey boy. You think this is in the 80s or 70s?
Laws of the land and the constitution.
With Scottish blood clot constitution, you come much you broke it bomb, come much you violate the constitution, pussy. That is why hey Jamaican, this a batty boy have to come out of the parliament. This a pussy have to come out of the parliament. This a batty boy have to come out of the parliament. Come much time we see this a batty boy broke the constitution, violate the constitution. Come much time Mark Golding have you talk say this a pussy have violate the constitution much time. And this a batty boy coming out of the parliament and talk about pussy. This a boy, this a era. No, obviously about this man of catches a boy as prime minister of the country. This man of catches a batty boy as prime minister of the country. This boy I take with a fool. And we're going to show this pussy say we're not fool. We're going to lock down blood clot Jamaica. It's either. It's blood clot either. But we cannot sit down and take lecture for one. This is a joke. Everything this boy I talk about and bottom in a parliament, he violate. Everything I talk about him. Look like we are mad bumbo-clad people. If we sit down and take one lecture for this a pussy here. Something wrong with we? This a batty boy have to come out of the parliament. And we serious. There's no way we can accept these things that Andrew is talk out of him out from him. There's no way we will sit down and accept them as Andrew is talk out of him bottom in a parliament from him. Because Andrew, from 2016, I bottom matter out in a parliament. Because everything come out of him out of shit. So somebody will go tell Andrew if he start talk out of him out and stop talk out of him bottom. And he's very disrespectful from 2016. You know, parliament talk out of your bottom. Till 2026. He have to left now. With or without an election, we not work with a boy. We are telling the private sector them in Jamaica. We now work with this abati boy. We are telling you. We not tap fund this abati boy. We now work with him again. We are tell PSOJ. You know if you cancel this abati boy, we now work with him now. Cancel this batty boy when I work with him. So no investment will go down in a drain. We now work with this batty boy. Uno stop the business with this boy. Uno stop the business with this batty boy. You hear me I tell you now? From last year me I tell you now. No go on. Make Andrew Wallace chicken now. And I'm telling you say you have Jamaica upon lock. How much a Jamaican youth Andrew Wallace can use the police and kill out? Huh? How much of them? Huh? When you see uprising in a different country, a helicopter them have to take out Prime Minister out. Helicopter pan rope like him a train for the army. When you see them in a different country. Country we have we fully equipped with more military and more soldier. More military and more police than Jamaica. And the people get rid of the corrupted government out of their country. So make these supposed to feel like say the military and the police force can stop them from we the citizens to take them out of power. That is a dangerous gambling. Dangerous gambling. But me I tell you now, there's no way we sit back and listen to Andrew Holness attack them and shit out of their mouth. It's not possible. We can't take what I say out of their mouth. See, there's no way sensible somebody can take Andrew serious. Andrew is a waste of time. Andrew Holness is a time waster. Andrew Holness, the Prime Minister of Jamaica, a waste the people in Jamaica time. Andrew Holness and the administration, they are time waster. The dirty thief in Prime Minister boy seen up on the screen is a fucking time waster. Eh? And him waste all our time. And we fed up. We fed up. We fed up. And if you labor right them up in their eye and see what go on, them are go down as casualty. The local labor right them. We are ning around like mosquito. We now go down as casualty. We now have to open our eye and see the reality. We now have to open our eye and see the reality. If we don't open our eye and see the reality, we now go down as casualty. Believe, you know. But as me I say, there's no way Jamaican to sit down in Jamaica and listen to Andrew Holness attack out of that. I don't understand, you know. That is why I said there's no parliament in Jamaica. There's no way the whole entire island fear sit down and I listen one criminal attack about integrity. We can't sit down and listen one criminal attack about work by the book and work by the constitution. We're mad. We have to mad. If you sit down and listen to one criminal, I'm not talking about somebody where we hear that where we know say a criminal, we're in front of the court. The thieves. Can you believe it? The same boy up on the screen in front of the court in Jamaica for thieving taxpayer money right now. And because the labor them a fool, the pussy will raise the judge them pay. Then turn back round and go beg the judge say he want the judge to hold long in court case out of the public domain. This batty boy. So when you do that now, the local labor right them fees everything good. Can you believe this? This a batty boy. Raise that all of the judge them pay in Jamaica. Just figure beg the judge them favor. Eh? How can the public servant who work for we find himself in criminal activity and then go in front of the judge, go to court, and I go beg the judge for keeping in case in a private with everything pertaining in case have to do with taxpayer. It is taxpayer money. He is a public servant, and the judge in Jamaica, because they raise MP, give the Prime Minister the privilege for keeping court case under the radar, so the labor rights supporters MP say everything good. So he can go in a budget debate and I tell Jamaica and say he certify. And you have elaborate them and run with this a shit. We are come out time out. How can we have a public servant thief taxpayer money in front of the court as a public servant, and the judge I will give this public servant case in a secret when he whole case have to deal with the taxpayer of the country and taxpayer money? And then I know normal you know the judge I got send my that is why I said the system need to get the system need to be the system not work for we. So the system need to rebuild over. The system need to rebuild. The system not work for we. Like none of these judge who are in prison. None of these the system does fuck you, sir. There is no way the judge can have a public servant, a one who should have known better, the Prime Minister of the country, in a court for stealing taxpayer money, and the judge and the request of the Prime Minister, what did I ask the judge to strike out illicit enrichment out of the bill? I beg the judge, the same dirty boy, where I beg the judge for strike out illicit enrichment. Turn around and I beg the judge for keeping criminal case, court case in a silent, because he don't want the labor right them for know say a true thing we attack say this boy for die prison. And the judge make a public servant we put his hand on the Bible to serve and protect and do right by the people them who employ him. The judge takes side with a public servant and a hide and a cover up the court case with him. I keep it in a secret. So when me hear this batty boy in our parliament, I talk so I me bex. I don't know if uno bex, but me bex. Because true me know me grow better than the Prime Minister. Me grow better than the Prime Minister. Me not grow up in a capture house where anybody could have own it. Capture land, him and his mama grew up in a 56 Cumberland Road. He not come from me grow better than him. And when he did look at I did gunman, he did love gun. When Andrew won, he said, look at gunman, love gun, and talk out time out. He can't wait for Bellerin to go play a gun war. Gunman! What he thinks he going to change now? He still is a gunman. On the true, him is a more diplomat gunman now. Because he occupy the Prime Minister office, so the amount of people him can kill. And him, remember, you know, he have the police them are doing blood sacrifice for him, you know. He have the police them are do blood sacrifice for him, because he have to use blood to stay in a power. So when do he have the police them are do this blood sacrifice for him. And the JFJ, Harris Chang come out and say they must spend blood money. And for Harris Chang tell the JFJ say they must spend blood money, then take side with the government. So, are we the citizen against the government, all of the government them body? We the citizen. Saying, and we are the majority, them are the minority. So how long we not going to continue listen to one criminal a lecture on and integrity? How long the lawyer did? How long more we not going to sit down? Let me see you. How long more we not going to sit down and make one criminal a lecture on about integrity? So I'm going to play back this Batman, but me have to cool off as team there. Really upset me, I tell you. Really, really upset. Really, really upset. Me really upset. So we can't listen to this batty boy.
More importantly, the perspectives held by the wide body of stakeholders who want to see transparency, but at the same time want to see efficiency and effectiveness. A delicate balancing act, but one that I am certain that this Parliament and this administration is capable of delivering. So, Madam Speaker, I rise to address this Honourable House on the tabling and commencement of debate on the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority Bill 2026. And this bill is one of the most consequential pieces of legislation that this Parliament has been asked to consider in the modern era of Jamaica's development. Jamaica has long been described as a country of great promise. We have an incomparable geographic position. We have a globally recognized brand in music, sports, culture, and tourism that are the envy of countries much larger than us. We have a diaspora of extraordinary talent and capital spread across the world's most prosperous economies. We have natural resources, agricultural potential, and strategic location at the crossroads of the hemispheric trade routes. Development plans, consultancy reports, and policy discussions have outlined Jamaica's transformation for decades. The vision of what Jamaica can be has existed in our national consciousness for generations. What has been missing is not the dream. What has been missing is the institutional machinery to turn that dream into delivered reality. To take the plans from the shelves and drive them through to completion at pace. Hurricane Melissa, as terrible as it has been, has given Jamaica something rare, a moment of national urgency, a critical mass of international financing, and a mandate for transformation that transcends the ordinary pace of government.
Pussy make me sick, you know?
This bill is how we seize that moment.
Look at this blood clot junk for a stuffed chicken.
We are building a post-Melissa Jamaica that the generations
Black Beauty.
dreamed of.
Me say, me never hear nobody in my life like I meet this Abati boy. Black Beauty. Me say, all my life growing up, I never have no hate for nobody.
Through which Jamaica
like I hate this pussy.
Into competitive advantage and become a stronger, more productive, and more prosperous nation. Madam Speaker, the world has already signaled its confidence in Jamaica's capacity to lead this resurgence. The International Monetary Fund, the World Bank Group, the Inter-American Development Bank, the Development Bank of the Latin America and the Caribbean, CAF, and the Caribbean Development Bank have jointly committed a coordinated financing package of up to $6.7 billion US, the single largest and most comprehensive development financing package ever assembled for Jamaica. Madam Speaker, these institutions have commended the government's decision to establish NARA, noting that a few countries act so quickly to set up a modern, best practice central coordinating body to drive recovery with discipline, transparency, and long-term vision.
These are the things me vex about.
Madam Speaker,
when this Abati boy talk about discipline and transparency, them they are too ready to come out of their mouth. So these are the things that get me upset, you know. These are the things that get me real mad with this pussy wall, you know. Integrity and transparency. Hear this Abati boy, eh? Hear this a bumbo clock dog shit and a shoes bottom. Integrity and transparency. And Jamaican people will sit down and take this Abati boy as serious. Eh? You know what? I'm going to make him play. I'm not going to hear me come back in until 10 Mark Golden. I'm really upset because a fool the pussy I take over. With all of the things that I'm doing in the country, I fool him. I feel a way about this right now. I feel a way about this. And everybody who have sense to feel the same way like how I feel. Because I fool him, I take whiff and not me alone. We. I'm fed up of this party boy. I don't know if I'm fed up, but I'm fed up. I don't want to see this guy nowhere, not up on no TV screen. Eh? Jesus mercy, God. Yo, she didn't even know.
US $6.7 billion financing package is historic. However, the assessed damage and loss from Hurricane Melissa is US $12.2 billion. That means there is a gap that public financing alone cannot close, and that multilateral borrowing alone should not be asked to carry. Because every dollar that borrowing is used for, it's an addition to the national debt that future generations of Jamaicans must service. Madam Speaker, private capital, both domestic and international, must be mobilized, crowded in, and put to work alongside public investment. Madam Speaker, this is precisely why NARA incorporates not just approved reconstruction and resilience projects, which are government-led projects, but also designated strategic projects under FAST, which are private sector-led projects. This is to ensure that both public and private investment are properly coordinated and coordinated with synergy. Madam Speaker, some have asked why the existing machinery of government is not sufficient to manage reconstruction. That is a fair question. However, the existing administrative framework was never designed to coordinate simultaneously and at emergency.
Mark Golden, whatever you do, don't support this bill. Mark Golden, whatever you do, my boss, do not support this bill. Everybody who represent the People's National Party in a parliament now, please do not support this bill. This hurricane up thing when they create now this NARA thing for do reconstruction where I go to Juliet owners to benefit from this NARA thing, then go to cook up something, pay somebody to use their identity as the face of this NARA when I image Juliet owners to benefit from this thing. This thing when them hot coming to parliament with, you cannot trust it. You cannot trust it. Because they never put to the parliament where them can have a debate about it and forget to understand it more. Him just come with it now and want to pass it. It must never be. It must never be. Anything you see them do so, it dodgy. See, there are three of them where them finding a corruption, you know. And then every day them are sing pan, then it's gone, then it's gone, then it's gone. What about Adjournment and Christopher Tufton? They own company too. Them have own company too. So me and Juliet Carpenter talk about the other three company of a private somebody. After Adjournment and Christopher Tufton and one more of them in a parliament. But them might use an outside face and deal with it. And Christopher Tufton and Adjournment is responsible to the next company them. That is why them are keep it a secret so. Eh? Which private company them want to keep a secret? Which other private company you don't see them a hold out pan so much? Which other private? Why? A Dennis Garden them target. If other three a private company, what the secret? What the secret for? You don't think we hear that? Not until they start kick and thumping at them mouth, they not gonna know say how we them work for. Because Black Road and Talk now do again for them a tough turbid here now. We have to box and kick them down. Not until they start get box and kick down, them are going to understand themselves.
Emergency pace, a reconstruction program.
They're not going to know say how we there work for.
Complexity that is needed for post-Hurricane Melissa reconstruction. It does not allow us to easily overcome fragmentation, duplication, and the interagency coordination failures that have too often showed and slowed up project delivery. It was not designed to interface on a unified platform with US $6.7 billion in multilateral financing, the private sector capital, and government appropriations in real time. The centralization of reconstruction efforts following major hurricanes has many precedents globally. After Hurricane Katrina devastated New Orleans in 2005, the United States established special purpose housing authorities with expedited powers. After the Christchurch earthquake of 2011, New Zealand established the Canterbury Earthquake Recovery Authority. After the Great East Japan earthquake of 2011, Japan established a dedicated reconstruction agency with elevated legal powers and a fixed mandate. In the Caribbean, Dominica established the Climate Resilience Execution Agency following the devastation of Hurricane Maria. In Jamaica as well, former Prime Minister Patterson established the Office of National Reconstruction after Hurricane Ivan. In each case, the defining principle was the same. Existing administrative machinery, however competent in normal times,
the only thing about this country, when I call them name, you know, this country have no criminal they like Jamaica, you know.
Centralized
so,
and empowered mechanism is required.
What them country they can achieve, we can achieve forget. Jamaica can get. Remember, we Jamaica run by a bunch of criminals. So this batty boy can use reference for no other country. Because no other country have a criminal around the country. No other country have one thief around it. No other country have 12 member of parliament who's a fucking thief. So this a batty boy can use reference for no other country. So I just dopey story, this a pussy attack. In can't use no other country for use as reference. Because no other country have the amount of criminal in a government like Jamaica.
Madam Speaker, I now wish to address directly the governance debate that has developed around this bill. Elements of governance models embedded in this bill, for example, the absence of a governing board, are akin to that of an executive agency. The executive agency model is not an invention of this administration. The executive agency model was conceived in the mid-1990s as an important feature of Jamaica's public sector reform agenda, specifically to cure a defect that had plagued our institutional landscape for decades. Madam Speaker, several of the agencies that Jamaicans interact with every day are structured as executive agencies. The Jamaica Customs Agency is an executive agency, it has no board. The Passport, Immigration and Citizenship Agency.
Andrew, you know, it doesn't matter what you want to say, you know. There's no other agency have so much criminal at once to operate. So no matter what other agency you want to make reference to, there's no other agency exists in 2026 like the one where you are part of. So this even make no, what Andrew wants to talk right now, it don't make no sense. Mark Golding, whatever you do, my boss, this bill must never pass today in a parliament until you know chop it so and dissect it to every single aspect of this bill. So it no matter where Andrew Jones will come out of parliament can say, it's too late now. So if I'm going to use it and say, Mark Golding agenda, the reconstruction of this and suck out your mama with that. 6 months after hurricane with them now. So the people them must sleep out the door for 6 months. So if for them stay some more days out the door and we'll get this thing right, we're going to do it the right way. So whatever bad card is about boy I want to join a parliament now, I want to make Cliff Hughes release from him radio station, because nationwide Andrew wants to run nationwide and a style, you know, theme nationwide. Andrew buy nationwide. Remember Andrew and run for own private company, you know. Nationwide is just next private company for Andrew Holness. Nationwide is the next private company for them. That is why everything we them cover right through the day is about Andrew Holness. Listen nationwide and other radio stations in Jamaica. If I know two different things on here. Nationwide only talk about Andrew Holness and JLP. All day. Every day. Every one of the dog shit them. We are part of nationwide. Every one of them slat. Them talk about Andrew Holness and Labour Right. It is not a radio station. It is just a mode. It's just Andrew Holness radio station where I try to use other arm to mislead the Jamaican people. So no matter what Andrew Holness wants to say right now, this a bill no matter about it now go past today. A 6 month job the people must sleep out the door. So if you're going to use some PR stuff, that's a mark goal in a black, this a thing for mobilize and start put back the people them go suck out your mouth with that. Because that not go good enough. Me just make you know that not go good enough. But whatever Mark Wolin do, this a bill with them a hurry to push to pass. It must never be. Rome never making a one day. Rome never making a one day. And we saying 28 I know go represent we. 28. So I don't want to make no thief in sucked boy and no Jezebel warring girl going on chatting our parliament. Here? Go back to them.
The Registrar General's Department, prior to being subsumed into the National Identification and Registration Authority, NERA, the National Works Agency, all operate as executive agencies reporting directly to the minister responsible for the portfolio. This is a creation of the mid-1990s, a creation of the Patterson administration. In May 2001, Dr. the Honorable Carlton...
You see what I do? You see what Andrew Holness do? You see what Andrew Holness do? We are following him.
Davis, then Cabinet Secretary, addressed a UA Mind conference on executive agencies and set out with characteristic candor why Jamaica's traditional institutional arrangements had failed to deliver the quality of public services the country deserved. I commend this address to every member of this House because what he said then provides important insights relevant to the structure of NARA. Dr. Davis observed that Jamaica's public service had its origins in a command and control departmental model that worked reasonably well in the early days of independence when the private sector was relatively underdeveloped and the demands of government were less complex.
I just want to bring to the House's attention that something that the Prime Minister has said is not actually accurate. The Executive Agencies Act provides for the establishment of advisory boards for executive agencies. And I'm aware that certainly Companies Office has an advisory board. I believe Customs does as well. And if you look at Section 4 of the Executive Agencies Act, it specifically says that there should be an advisory board. When Section 5, there shall be establishment and functions of an advisory board. Every scheme of management has to have that. So it's not true to say that there is no oversight, board oversight. They do have board oversight, and the boards play an important role in helping the executive agencies to function effectively.
Yes, my boss.
Prime Minister.
Madam Speaker, I have two options in front of me. One option is to respond to the Leader of the Opposition and not.
You need to respond.
From my presentation.
You're right. You have on paper.
The other option is to
respond to the to our Prime Minister, Mark Golin.
Because, as is being said, sotto voce, I think the country needs to understand this presentation is not speaking about an advisory board. This presentation is speaking about a board of governance, which I believe all members understood that this is what we are speaking about and that there is a significant difference between an advisory board and a board of governance. The essence of the critique of the direction of the legislation is about governance. Yes, the law provides for the appointment by the CEO of an advisory board. It recommends the members of the advisory board not to hold him to account for governance issues, but as a mechanism for him or her to consult with on matters specific, especially to the technical elements of the agencies.
One or two of those are the other. One or two of those are the other.
Needs to appreciate that there is not just a significant difference, but, Madam Speaker, the advisory boards are not required to treat with matters of governance, accountability, and all the other issues of administration. When we are speaking about a governance board, we're primarily now speaking about how these entities will be held to account, how policy will be implemented, matters to deal with performance. Now, I want to be clear, Madam Speaker. NARA will be established in the form of an executive agency. It is not new, and I believe, Madam Speaker, that we should, as I said earlier, I commend the address of Dr. Davies, former Cabinet Secretary.
And that's why the pussy I try.
Because public service.
You know, so I try. You know, go suck your mind and go work.
And control
department. And go work.
That work.
You come and talk about Dr. Davis, Dr. Davis. Dr. Davis is a blood clot.
Of independence, when the private sector was relatively.
You come out sing about Dr. Davis.
The demands of the government were less complex.
What? You know, go work.
But as the government grew and the private sector became.
I think Mark Golin and eat. I think most of the things that we put on eat that we represent with.
Increasingly inadequate. The response over time was to create statutory corporations and the government companies that were meant to be more flexible, more competitive.
You might have the audacity to talk about statutory compliance.
Services. But
you might have the audacity to mention statutory.
These bodies, with some notable exceptions, did not live up to expectations. They operated as monopoly providers of services with no market pressure to perform. The Accountant General, as nominal shareholder, was a poor substitute for the private sector shareholder who demand returns. Dr. Davis made a fundamental point about accountability, and I quote, "Accountability of these bodies tend to be diffused between minister, chairman..."
When I hear this batty boy, I come again and talk about accountability. Where him a tell judge to strike out part of the bill with the whole politician where thief taxpayer money. That this a batty boy want to strike down. This a pussy in our parliament now I talk about accountability. When over 4 years now in him statutory declaration and certify. This a batty boy we take charity money buy stocks and bonds in personal self I talk about accountability. This batty boy 12 member of parliament under investigation for illicit enrichment and he pussy put a gag order and I come and talk about accountability. This a batty boy I want to kick in him out.
Board and Chief Executive. Madam Speaker, when you have diffused accountability, when no single person is clearly and unambiguously responsible for results.
This boy I talk about accountability. This pussy I talk about, you want somebody give you some lick.
The instinct of every institution is to protect process.
I want to know what going with Andrew Holness court case. We want to know what going with Andrew Holness court case, We need to know what happened with Andrew Holness court case. The court case cannot, remember, Andrew Holness to certify. So, what happened with Andrew Holness court case? If you don't know which court case I talk about, the one where in a court for thief taxpayer money. What happened with that case? How we not hear nothing about that case? We then want to long it out. They want to long it out for that way. What is the ulterior motive for the judge and Andrew Holness? The judge I work with Andrew Holness. So what is the intention of the judge now pertaining to Andrew Holness criminal case? What is the intention of the judge? We get bribe, we get pay off to throw out Andrew Holness criminal case. In America, I see judge get locked up, for them type of thing here. In Jamaica, Prime Minister have judge in them pocket, politician. Look what Red Reader do with him. Look how Red Reader fight for anger. Them a pussy, When time they make pass law, for lock up the Jamaican youth them, then giggle in a parliament. Look how Red Reader fight, a fight in life for not go to prison. Look how Red Reader get pay problem to one go to prison. And the money where Red Reader thief, Andrew him thief them money there. Because Andrew is a thief from the moment he enter politics. And this a pussy here, depend with screen, I talk about accountability. It don't sit good with me. And it doesn't matter what so good Cliff Hughes want to say about him and George Davis. It don't change the fact say Andrew is a dog shit and pay off the judge the whole long in criminal case. So it doesn't matter what Cliff Hughes want to come talk about Andrew Holness radio station. It don't change the fact say Andrew Holness is just a fucking thief. We pay the judge for keeping court case out of the public. So it no matter where Cliff Hughes want to talk, it no matter where George Davis want to talk, and it no matter where the next local brown Longmouth wearing one in the corner with the earphone big on the head. Look at Jezebel Longmouth girl down on nationwide. It doesn't matter where she want to talk out her so-called mouth neither. It don't change the fact say Andrew Holness pay off the judge for how long in court case in a silent. Same so with Juliet Holness. When Juliet Holness in a court, then keep it in a silent. When Juliet in a court to the people them land, over the people them land, then keep it in a silent. Andrew Holness pay the judge, pay off the judge, raise them pay for whole film criminal case in a silent. We want to know what happened with Andrew Holness criminal case. And when you say Andrew Holness is on trial, a sentence if you get. So I want to hold up Andrew Holness case. How Andrew Holness get sentenced yet? No, in our parliament, I talk about integrity, like integrity for blood clot. They must send me
outcomes. The executive agency model was developed precisely to cure that effect. Under the executive agency model, there is a clear accountability in the chief executive officer reporting directly to the responsible minister.
So how the fuck you a tell judge to strike out illicit enrichment? How you a tell the judge to strike out illicit enrichment? After you and your Bigfoot girl and hold on a thief taxpayer money and get catch, you want to strike out illicit enrichment? Eh? Then you in our parliament now talk about integrity. That is why I tell you, this is a joke, I tell you. Jamaican parliament is a joke. And Jamaican, I be an idiot that walk up and down in Jamaica. Be a fucking idiot. Some of them act like they have sense. Some of them talk the Queen's language good. So one of the things they have sense. But really and truly, my friend, the island have one island at Duppy on the two side. The amount of PNP supporter in the island. If then they decide that they want change, something happen already. But the PNP supporters them and the JLP supporters them are the same thing. Remember, they live in the same community. They think the same way. It's just true you have some dieted PNP and you have some dieted JLP. Them are the same thing. There's no way so much PNP for them in the island. And then can't come together amongst themselves. Look upon the situation. Look upon what happening in the country. And decide, say, watch this. We are going to do some protests. And remember, PNP can connect straight across the country because everybody have everybody link. Saying, we are going to protest for 1 week. We now wear no particular. We just going to protest at the airport them, at the hotel them, at the people them, the private sector, the people them business place. Go disrupt the people them business place. Protest at the place them where you know say it are effective. The PNP supporters them. This as bad as the JLP supporters them. So one time when I have to cuss the two supporters them. Because the PNP supporters them, they're nothing to help themselves. Nothing. The PNP supporters them now do nothing to help themselves. The JLP supporters them alright to be a cruff. And it look like the PNP supporters them get comfortable being a cruff round these cruff. There's no way Jamaica is a blood and fire comrade country. And the amount of PNP Mark Golding may come out of them place on nomination day. The country in a frenzy. So you tell me say now, all of them PNP they did out. Or just the excitement, then just put on the orange shirt for the excitement. I don't know. Because it make me a question now. Because I don't see the PNP supporters them on the ground. I do nothing to help themselves. Then all they cock up on TikTok. Remember them on the ground, you know. And we were there in the diaspora for them on TikTok are mobilized. And a pass and the thing them now. Them were on the ground in Jamaica now. Them on TikTok now. Every day come on TikTok attack. Them who live on the ground. Them who live on the ground in Jamaica. No for them on TikTok attack. We no for attack amongst each other. Because we no there amongst each other. What the fuck you know they on TikTok attack about? Left who in the diaspora. If you talk on the tip on TikTok or YouTube. Only for them on the ground. And mobilize and get themselves together. And organize for lock down the country. Every day you no cock up on TikTok. That not going to help you know. Upon the ground you there. When you no come off of TikTok, you have to go face the blood clot real reality. After you no come off on no TikTok live. When you no TikTok live done, you no go face the real reality. So left we within the diaspora. If you go and advocate for you and hold them accountable for you, you dey on the ground now, you fear and have dialogue amongst each other. Watch this, we're going to lock down the place when I wear no particular. So they're not going to know who. So when even the news reporter come there, they're not going to know who. They must just classify as a Jamaican is fed up now with this current administration. So they take to the street in the 14th parish. You tell me say the PNP supporters, the PNP them and the Labour them are the said thing. We are the same thing. Because the policy of the PNP is the policy for the people and the country, while people look for someone on PNP support like on apps. We are the same either that the Labour right them. No colour. So much PNP can do in Jamaica. I say, look for, just look for a nomination there, man. So you tell me, say, all of these PNP dead out. They have a secret cruft to like a Labour right. Secret bumbleclad cruft just like a Labour right them. Secret undercover cruft. I live off the achievement of the party. To make people look upon them and say, oh, and then support the party man they have said, a blood clot cruft them too. And they never do that cruft, they not mobilize themselves. They not mobilize themselves. And make them voice be heard. Of course, them need a big vote. Remember, you know, if the PNP supporters them come out in the 14 parish, they not forget up one place. So them have to think about traveling now. The 14 parish one day. When if you hear say, you know, you say protest, big protest, then they say, I'll run so too. I'll run. I saw them have to come out come protest. They not have to go get up one place. So them are, yeah, some of them know, no. Some of the PNP supporters them say they want people to buy them lunch and water, give them money for go protest. I never see no, hey, that is why I'm telling you, say them a cruft to just like the Labour right them. They want people in the diaspora to sponsor them lunch money and water for them go protest. Eh? Any PNP say that out of their mouth need to just drop down and dead. Any PNP make a speech like that out of their mouth, say people in the diaspora, if you don't want them to protest, you don't have to sponsor them for go protest, then if you just drop down and dead, police will just kill them said time. He is not a PNP. He's the next junker. Like he's not the next junker where enough up a land. Anybody in a Jamaica ask for money from diaspora, people in the diaspora, to give them for go protest on a junker. If you don't want people to sponsor you, to save your own life, this one of it dead. Whether on a PNP or on a JLP. Nobody no for go na dollar. Nobody in the diaspora no for go na dollar for go protest. Not for protest. You know for go protest hungry. So it will be more meaningful. You know if you get nobody not for go no money. For now go drink rum and smoke and make you feel like a party. No you know for go protest hungry. So when the TV, when the camera catch, you know, then she say, you know, a hungry man is an angry man. Not even $1. Not for come from the diaspora, for non-Jamaican, to go protest against the injustice to go on the island. If you have a pay a Jamaican, give him lunch money and water, to go protest, better than dead. He have no other purpose in the island. Nobody in the diaspora, no for send a dollar, nobody who support the People's National Party to go protest. Must have to something else. If I want to, they want to put on a roof, you can assist them. But if they are going to tell you about, you know, for send a dollar, you know, for send money, and give them for protest, you see, tell them to go dead. This is cheap, then dead. If somebody have to go pay you to go protest, for something where I benefit you, this is cheap, you die.
Supported by an advisory board rather than a governing board. It is a bit distressing that the leader of the opposition, who pretends to leadership, does not understand. Well, his comments would suggest that he does not understand the difference between a governing board and an advisory board.
Andrew, me knows that the camera do this fine now. Because Christopher Tufton a bright like Mark Golding, none day. And Christopher Tufton have the Prime Minister of Jamaica as a dunce. Christopher Tufton have Andrew Holness as a dunce. And Christopher Tufton a bright like Mark Golding, none day. So I don't know how one dunce, one lecturer, one professor. I don't know one dunce, one lecturer, one professor. Because Christopher Tufton say, him want one leader who is not intimidated by bright people. That means say Andrew Holness is a fucking dunce. So when time the bright minds them get up for talk, Andrew Holness turn novice. That is the point Christopher Tufton was trying to make. Christopher Tufton say he want a leader who is not intimidated by bright minds. Christopher Tufton basically tell Jamaicans say Andrew is a dunce. That is why Andrew don't like Tufton. That is why Tufton don't like Andrew. Because Tufton call Andrew dunce. If you never know. I hit Andrew Holness a care belly for Tufton. So all I want to see her go on. Because they have secret for the one another now. Why them a pretend like them a friend? Because Andrew Holness allow Christopher Tufton to get corrupted. So him can get the prime ministership in the party. So Andrew Holness make Christopher Tufton thief taxpayer money to blackmail him.
On a point of order, the Prime Minister said that executive agencies don't have boards. That was incorrect. They do have advisory boards. He also said something about the CEO appointing the board, which is also incorrect. Typically, the minister under whose portfolio the executive agency falls appoints the board. And this, NARA, is not an executive agency. It is a statutory body. Clause 3 makes it absolutely clear. It's a statutory body to which the relevant section of the interpretation
on the seat.
Section 28.
The professor is on the floor.
Can sue in its own name and be sued, etc. This is not an executive agency. That whole discussion about an executive agency is a complete red herring.
And here, Andrew, if you stop come talk out of your bottom in our parliament, go somewhere else with that. If you stop coming to our parliament, go talk out of your bottom. Go somewhere else with that. Bring her Canada or bring her America. Andrew Holness, Christopher Tufton say he's a dunce. How you want to come challenge the professor?
Madam Speaker, I believe we should focus. we should focus on this because the more the leader of the opposition gets into this business, the more he reveals himself.
Yeah, man, get into it.
Having an understanding of the issue.
Andrew, you come with PR. Mark Golding and lay down the facts on the table. You come with PR to give the Labour Rights supporters them something to run with. We know where you do pussy. You come with PR to give Nationwide and George Davis and Thinkmouth Rosie. Where you got Rosie name? Munchie and Sonny we are up front with baby. I want to look at brown redkin pretty dunce. Girl, if you run with fuckery. Andrew, Christopher Tufton make the world know say he's a dunce. And this PR where you're going with now, it's not going to work.
Madam Speaker, let me be precise about NARA and what we will have in place of a governing board. Because some commentary has proceeded as if there is no oversight at all. The oversight is robust and it is modeled on the most successful accountability mechanism in Jamaica's modern history. As I announced in my budget presentation, the Jamaica Reconstruction and Resilience Oversight Committee, JAMROC, will be established to provide independent public oversight of NARA's performance. Madam Speaker, I am not here saying that the executive agency model has worked perfectly. Decades of experience have revealed certain challenges. In particular, while executive agency CEOs are engaged on performance-based contracts with accountability for results, the practical reality has not always matched that design. Often, the targets have lacked the rigor needed to drive real accountability, and the consequences for underperformance have been insufficient. We are conscious of those shortcomings. We will address these in how the NARA CEO is held to account. Performance evaluation of the CEO will be conducted by the Cabinet Office, will be with structured input from JAMROC as well as other stakeholders. Performance evaluation will be grounded in the achievement of clearly defined targets and measurable outcomes, not merely process compliance, not activity reports, but delivered results. The people of Jamaica will be able to judge through JAMROC public reporting whether NARA is performing. And it is not the if it is not, the accountability chain will be clear, direct, and consequential. JAMROC will operate similarly.
How this sound, Tono? How this sound, Tono? Yo.
To the Economic Program Oversight Committee, EPOC, which was established to monitor the implementation of Jamaica's economic reform program. Madam Speaker, similar to...
After 6 months, since Andrew paid them to use Melissa, they can't take shame out of her eye because the country did broke. We don't know all of the money with all of the stage show where them keep. With the run, how much million them raise. With everything where them get pertaining to help the people them in a Melissa. All now, we still don't know what them do with the money. Up to today, we still don't know what them do with the money after 6 months. So, whatever Adjournment one contact now in Parliament now, it don't have no value. It don't have no substance. Because improving self again, saying cannot be trusted. After Adjournment a fight court battle with the Integrity Commission, through this, they set him for thief. The Melissa relief funds, most of them thief up here already, The Melissa relief funds. That is why I'm going to find other day and I beg money. Because then thief up and share the Melissa relief funds. And I go up by the people in their country, I beg them money. I beg them money. And me have a strong feeling say, I them run out central kitchen out of Jamaica. The central kitchen, I them run it out, I them run them out of Jamaica. Because with the contribution of Vibes Cartel contribute to Rural Central Kitchen and for them whole contribution, see, they have whole lot more resources, could have provided whole lot more food for Jamaican people if the government them ever run them out of the country. The reason why the government run out the Central Kitchen is because the longer the Central Kitchen stay in the country, it's going to show up say the government now they really do nothing. So the government have to get out everybody out of the country in order for the mismanagement and the whole part thieving of the relief. Then can't see it. No other reason why these people in the island, because the Prime Minister want to do it theme way. But when you have Rural Central Kitchen and have all of these different body, certain things are obvious. So you have to get them out of the country. So Rural Central Kitchen never leave Jamaica because they want to leave. Them leave Jamaica because the government tell them to leave.
The economic reform program, reconstruction is not a government project. It is a national project. Its oversight must reflect that. That is why I am announcing today that the government will make provision for Jamrock to include a member nominated by the leader of the opposition. Madam Speaker, I think that passed the leader of the opposition. He wasn't.
No, remember, you know, we're not interested about that, you know. We're not interested about that, you know. See, I come talk about that past the opposition leader. We're not interested about that. I think we're not interested about that. You can say that now, like, you want get them on your side. We're not interested about that. You come skin out a stink mouth, like a business about that.
Wasn't paying attention. Let me repeat that.
That which way they're not import that interest them.
Madam Speaker, similar to the economic reform
program, you come talk, but you repeat again.
Reconstruction is not a government project. It is a national project. Its oversight must reflect that. And that is why I am announcing today that the government will make provisions for Jamrock to include a member nominated by the leader of the opposition. Madam Speaker, EPOC was created at a moment of national crisis no less acute than what we face today, though different in character. In 2013, Jamaica's
Mark Golden don't support this bill.
Approximately 146%
and give
of GDP. We were
give them a
one
suggestion
of the most indebted countries
and a way forward.
We had limited access to international capital markets. EPOC did
don't
not
support this
derive
bill.
its authority from an elaborate statutory superstructure. It was built on policy commitment, public credibility, broad national consensus, and the personal integrity of its members. It brought together representatives of the private sector, trade unions, academia,
you just try everything in Jamaica, brother.
Sector united in a single mission to hold government accountable publicly and transparently to the terms of Jamaica's economic reform program.
The Integrity Commission did the whole government accountable, you know. And Andrew Holness challenge the entity we create, where him give him blessing, the whole government member accountable at the same entity where him give the blessing and hit him a fight against now in a court. That the same Integrity Commission, Andrew Holness supported, you know. And I hit Andrew Holness, the Integrity member at the Integrity Commission, and Andrew Holness in a court right now. The Integrity Commission catch Andrew a thief taxpayer money. Can't declare when getting your house from. So much things. And Andrew Holness a challenge the Integrity Commission in a court with a hold them accountable. Mark Golden don't support this bill, but give them a suggestion.
The results speak for themselves. Jamaica halved our national debt burden in a decade, and we did so across successive political administrations, which is itself an extraordinary demonstration of national consensus.
Yeah, when time the government and the opposition, as it is Saturday Declaration is certified, them now in a court for stealing taxpayer money. It can't work like that. But we cannot. What Andrew Holness feel for understand, you know, the People's National Party will never join with a thief. It doesn't matter what I do. We not join with a thief. We have to deal with the thieving issue. We have to deal with the thieving issue. There's no way forward with a thief. There's no way the PNP can go forward with a thief. There's no way Mark Golden can go forward with a thief. Because if Andrew Holness did really want to do something, I'm gonna get the opposition on board And all of them sit down together. When great minds come together, we get good result. If Andrew is the one to do something for Jamaica, he would have involved the opposition members them. Get them involved. From the 3rd, from the 4th, or the 5th, or the 6th. From when the hurricane come. Say, after the hurricane come and gone, what the Prime Minister should do, I make all hands on deck. Every member of the opposition, every member of the government on deck. And we in this problem now. We could never in this problem now. And to show you, say, Andrew Wallace not really want to run the country, govern it in the right way. He just want to be the Prime Minister so he can continue to steal. Because if I did for build up the country, he would have joined with the opposition leader and everything transparent and move forward. But if they can't, if they're not willing to do that, they have no intention to develop the country. They only have to PR and go up on different platforms and just talk up on shit and just focus on the individual bank account. And allow Cliff Hughes to hold one heap of tax money. So when he allow Cliff Hughes to hold one heap of tax money now, in return Cliff Hughes have to tell lie for him.
The EPOC model has been hailed globally as a case study. Madam Speaker, it is unquestionable that the EPOC model was highly successful. Jamrock is designed on exactly that model. Madam Speaker, the government has noted the concerns raised by the Incorporated Master Builders Association of Jamaica on procurement clarity, transparency, accountability, and local industry participation. These are legitimate concerns, and they will be taken seriously. On the specific question of procurement, the procurement framework for NARA is not incorporated in the bill itself. It is the government's intention that the...
I remember the government then push carnival, and it is not safe to go carnival in Jamaica. A gunshot a fire hard at carnival. Them fight against dance this and dance that. But a carnival are really the danger. Carnival are really the danger. I want to dig that, you know. The system fight against dance. But when them feet fit, them talk about entertain and dance and this and that. When them see it fit. But the system fight against dance and give more liking to carnival. And in a carnival, people are get gunshot. Carnival for ban out of the country. And then put more focus on reggae music and dancehall. That me say.
Minister of Finance will issue an order under Section 3.3 of the Public Procurement Act 2015, exempting NARA from the standard procurement regime and specifying the particular terms and conditions that will apply to NARA's procurement activities. This will allow NARA to operate with speed and flexibility that reconstruction demands, while ensuring that the procurement framework under which it operates is expressly defined, legally grounded, and subject to the oversight of the Minister of Finance. On the issue of local participation, let me be clear, local contractors, local workers, local businesses are not peripheral to this reconstruction effort. They are central to the reconstruction effort. NARA is not simply a mechanism to spend money on rebuilding. It is a mechanism to use rebuilding as a means of strengthening Jamaica's capacity, deepening domestic capability, and laying a firmer foundation for long-term growth. Under NARA, reconstruction will strengthen Jamaican capacity, not sideline it or bypass it. Madam Speaker, this bill establishes two distinct categories of projects that together constitute Jamaica's path from resilience to resurgence. They operate on different principles and must be understood separately. Pillar 1, approved reconstruction and resilience projects. These are government-led projects that NARA will coordinate, implement, and oversee directly delivered by government directly or through public-private partnerships. This is the core reconstruction and resilience building mandate that most persons associate with NARA. These projects include the rebuilding of damaged infrastructure, roads, bridges, drainage systems, schools, health facilities, the relocation of climate-resilient reconstruction of communities in high-risk zones, the transformation of towns like Black River and Falmouth into planned consolidated climate-ready urban cores, the construction of a new Kingston Public Hospital, the development of the planned government campus at the National Hero Circle, and the delivery of major logistics and transportation infrastructure, including Burnham Field. For these projects, NARA will exercise its full suite of powers: accelerated planning and approval, streamlined procurement, consolidated project management, and coordinated access to the US $6.7 billion of multilateral financing. NARA will act as a single point of national coordination for all approved reconstruction and resilience projects, eliminating the fragmentation, duplication, and interagency delay that have too often been the enemy of timely delivery. It will establish and maintain a public register of approved projects with performance indicators, reporting standards, and compliance and monitoring systems. Accountability will not be sacrificed for speed. On the contrary, NARA will operate with a level of project management discipline, transparency, and public reporting that has not previously been applied to government infrastructure delivery at this scale. Now, Pillar 2 designated strategic investment projects under the FAST Jamaica umbrella. FAST Jamaica, that is the Facilitated Acceleration of Strategic Transformation, will create a dedicated pathway to fast-track private sector-led strategic investment projects. NARA will not be responsible for their delivery. What NARA will provide is the power of expedition, coordinating across agencies, accelerating regulatory approvals, and compressing the enabling environment that a strategic investor needs to commit capital and commence execution. Madam Speaker, I wish to make an important announcement to the House today. Having reflected carefully on the investment landscape and the scale of capital, of private capital we will need to crowd in, we have decided to lower the FAST Jamaica investment threshold from US $150 million, which we had announced in Parliament in my budget presentation, to US $15 million. This is a deliberate decision to widen the door of resurgence. At US $15 million, a broader universe of strategic investors, local, regional, diaspora, and international investors can qualify for the FAST pathway. Imagine 100 projects at that threshold. That's $1.5 billion of private investment mobilized at speed, creating jobs, building capacity, and driving economic expansion across every region of the island. I'm sure, Madam Speaker, that as I'm speaking, investors are thinking. There are many projects sitting in various approval bodies, various municipalities, on the desk of various ministries, just waiting for a signature to approve, waiting for a yes or a no. Once you meet that 15 million US threshold, you can apply to be under FAST. You will get your yes or your no. You will get your approval. You will get your permit. And you will be coordinated into the FAST ecosystem administered by NARA. FAST Jamaica addresses
You want some fast kick by your nose.
Cost this country
fast,
dearly
fast
for
Jamaica.
far too long. Too many
stink like
promising transformational private sector investments that would create thousands of jobs, generate significant tax revenues, and reshape our economic geography have gone elsewhere. They have gone to countries that are simply more nimble, countries that can say yes to strategic investors in weeks or months, not years. Madam Speaker, the theme of my budget presentation, Building Forward Together from Resilience to Resurgence, is not a slogan. It is a program, and NARA is the delivery vehicle. For too long, Jamaica has been told about our potential in geography, potential in people, potential in our brand, potential in our diaspora, potential in our cultural influence that radiates far beyond what our population size would suggest. For far too long, that potential has lived in reports and strategies, in speeches and vision documents of people pontificating. But worse, of persons who would find every reason why a perfectly good project should not be done. But the real challenge, Madam Speaker, is that we have lacked the bureaucracy to deliver at pace and at scale these transformational projects. Madam Speaker, the era of unrealized potential ends with this bill.
Chat anything you want, chat in a pussy.
Every school NARA bills will be designed for...
You can chat where you want, chat. And you out your mama and go. That me I tell about it, boy. You can chat anything you want, chat. From 2016, you chat in a pussy. I know when I hear nothing, when I see nothing happening, you know.
A high-risk zone will be settled in a planned service productive location. Black River and Falmouth will not be rebuilt as they were. They will be reimagined as planned, climate-ready urban cores that become a model for the region. We are building the Jamaica we always knew we could be.
We who?
Jamaica,
we who?
Connecting.
Because the government never really build nobody no house and you know. And people will build their house how they want, you know, who can build the government help, you know. So they really, the people them build up themselves, you know. So you come talk about we build who? Build who? Build who where? Eh? You see what happened about that boy, yeah? He not come from nowhere, you know. One 2-room capture house, the mama capture 56 Cumberland Road. That one house anybody could have owned. Because when he left out, I want different one happy, you know, change the color, change the style, everything. When they make one of the left, you know, somebody say, go hold on, pan, you know. And so turn on, you know. So this bumbuckler shit bag, I go on like him a somebody in a jacket and tie, throwing socks, say I got cack and get work. Eh? So for a long time, I suck, say I got cack and get work. That is why I take money to promote batty business in our country. And I can't talk about you somebody. This is a batty boy if I come out of a parliament. As long as you're in a parliament, you may not stop this your pussy. Do anything you want to do. Because only thing you can do, I tell you this bumble. Only thing you can do, I send a gunman them go kill people, and send a gunman police them go kill people. That's all you can do, batty boy. And time is the blood clot master.
That physical reconstruction to the economic transformation that Jamaica's potential has long demanded. The logistics hub at Kingston that positions us as the premier transshipment center of the hemisphere, the agricultural resilience of our rural parishes, the tourism infrastructure of our coastal communities rebuilt to a standard that commands premium positioning in the global market, the energy transition that will reduce our...
Harris Chang, wake up and come out of a blood clot parliament. You come and sleep on TV. Come out of a blood clot parliament. Not a bumbo clot, drunk clot sleep on our parliament. Eh? Look, we are paying this pussy for sleep in our parliament and then they're going to talk about police we show to kill. Eh? Look on the blood clot. See that sleep, must sleep. Look. See that sleep, blood clot, John Cross sleep. Dirty Harris Strong. See him there? See the bumbo clot. See him there? In our parliament, I sleep and I get too much million to pay.
These are not separate.
In our parliament, alright.
These are the interconnected architecture.
You ever hear Harris Strong get up in a parliament and talk about in constituency?
Never.
You ever hear Harris Strong no time at all get up in a parliament and talk about the need for people them in a constituency? You never hear Delroy Chuck in a parliament and talk about the needs for constituency? You ever hear the Prime Minister Jezebel wife? The market girl. You ever hear she in a parliament and talk about her constituency? You ever hear Rhoda Crawford turn up in a parliament and talk about in constituency? How can I be a Labour right? How can I be a Labour right? Which one of them ever hear come up and talk about in constituency? Eh? Which one of these Labour right MP ever stand up and talk for nothing at all for the people them who support them in their constituency? You ever hear that yet? And we know say the Labour right them constituency they not live good in there.
Obviously.
You ever hear the MP them come out and talk for them constituency? I never hear Rhoda Crawford yet. I never hear Juliet. Only time I hear Juliet only start about constituency, I went time where they come near to election. You ever hear Andrew Wallace talk about in constituency yet? Remember Andrew Wallace is an MP, you know. Also the Prime Minister, you know. You ever hear Andrew Wallace talk nothing about in constituency yet? Eh? And Tika show we say Andrew Wallace constituency is not the best. And we never hear these people get up and talk about nothing of concern, not the constituency where them represent. And we know that the people them not live good. We know them have bad road. We know they not know water. We know some of them all start blow off. We know enough things are going on with the Labour right. In the Labour right constituency. And we never hear none of their representative when they send come a parliament utter one word in a parliament on behalf of them. How can I be a Labour right? That is why I'm telling you, I can't like Labour right. I cannot like a Labour right. Because enough of them are hungry at broke people shop. Who not broke people shop a sell pussy. Who not sell pussy a batty boy. A man a take care of them. Some of them are hungry. Some of them are obia. And we never hear them member of parliament talk about nothing pertaining to them. And Labour right there on social media chat. Labour right there on social media chat. And the MP now talk about them. And now talk about their needs. And we know they have needs. Whole heap of needs too. And Labour right now come on social media and lecture.
Of Jamaican resurgence, the realization at last of which this nation has always been capable of. Jamaica has proven before that it can use bold, consensus-based mechanism to achieve transformation at historic scale. EPOC held successive governments accountable through the most impressive macroeconomic turnaround achieved by any small island state globally. JAMROC will hold NARA accountable through reconstruction and resurgence in the same way that EPOC did. Madam Speaker, we have earned the confidence of the world's foremost development institutions. We have assembled the largest financing package in Jamaica's history. We have designed an institution with clear accountability, credible oversight, and a focused mandate.
Andrew,
a framework.
If you started their declaration cannot certify, what you say right now it make no sense. Eh?
You need to come out, man.
Andrew, you need to just go name some shit and come out in a bumble hole.
You not certified.
You not certified pussy. It's a batty boy I want kicking him out to come out of the parliament. Go and certify yourself, John Crow.
a disgrace.
It's a blood clot embarrassment to the country.
And the people them just sit down so.
And that is why I say the PNP supporters them are cruff.
Yeah.
Them are blood clot cruff. They not get no help from the government. They not do nothing for help themselves. The PNP supporters them not do a fuck for help themselves.
You know what? Oh yeah.
No, they not do nothing at all.
But how can they help themselves if they don't have the help?
All they do not get trouble and police kill them. All them have to do just get trouble and make police kill them, you know.
Yeah, but how them are going ever? The only thing Mr. They can do, which I always say, is unite. A whole heap of PNP. Look how much of them Mr. come out.
Look for a nomination day. Look for a nomination day.
Take the street. They not do. I think if I did PNP do these things, if I did long time,
if I did PNP in a power.
Jail people.
Every day they in the street, the PNP them in the street. That is why I tell you the PNP supporters them worthless. That's some worthless people. Enough of them are die just like Labour right them. And enough of them then join. Enough of them as a PNP through them want to look like they have ambition. Enough of them when you see join the PNP, they want to look like they have ambition. But them just said blood clot cruff. And then look at the whole heap of them.
Them know what is happening.
They see what happening and they know.
Together. Like what? Like why?
The country can't lock down without them go one place, you know.
I say.
Then can't who they in this parish lock down this parish. Who know that the parish lock down that parish. Who know that the parish lock down that parish and make them hear say 14 parish. Them a protest. Then so them a talk about they want people to send money come give them. They buy lunch and buy water. Police kill them blood clot. They don't forget nobody not send $1 to give them. Me would I send $1 to give them for protest?
But for them own good, so they not
ask they want people pay them for go protest and they want to good. This is cheap police kill out them. And we repopulate the island because like right now I see it, the entire island the two side of party them are eat that on the island. The two side of party are eat that in the island.
I just can't believe
it's just an island just one island that's traumatized. This one island that's so traumatized. Pussy will live down there. The two PNP and Labour right, the PNP and Labour right supporters them, the two support una some blood clot drunker in our country. Una some blood clot somehow I tell you say no for no talk about una PNP too, no want people think so una have ambition. Una blood clot cruff like Labour right them. And I hide under this PNP banner. Una some the country and one island are dunce. One island are dunce. And them are going like they have sense and things that people blood clot recognize and people recognize them. All them in their mind, you know. They feel say them people recognize them. And I know say people look upon the entire country as one country idiot.
That's true.
So all those things that they're not in that category, the ratings drop. One island of blood clot, dopey. The PNP are dopey and the Labour supporters them are dopey. One island are dopey. One fucking island are dopey. And you know me I pray for? One next disaster come. I make hungry start kill off them blood clot down there. You don't believe? I say more than man, me rise a man, you say when a disaster down there. And the people them in the diaspora, the more things say, I go send care package from them, then fuck. Them have to them they want it like a crocodile. Them are people, nobody knows is sorry for Jamaican people. You don't believe me? If a next disaster happen in Jamaica, not one person in the diaspora, they don't forget no help. And must the government have come out and look help for them. But nobody in the diaspora, no care what happen in Jamaica, turn a blind eye to it. These people in Jamaica, they don't deserve nobody to help them. Because them not help themselves.
I can't understand how PNP supporters.
I tell you, them are cruff. A one nation of blood clot cruff. The PNP supporters and the JLP supporters them. And what make it hot, when I say the PNP supporters are really cruff, there's more PNP supporters than JLP supporters. And if they never did a cruff, then I mobilize long time. I vote these people them. Look at them and hide under the good things that Michael Manley do. and the policy of the party from the ancient days. So enough of these PNP now are hiding another banner, they make people think so they have sense, but them are cruff. And I tell you for a long time, say, the PNP supporters them and the JLP, them are the same thing. They live in the same community, they think the same is just because them are hiding under the banner of the PNP who have good policy for the country and the people them, so people look on them and say, oh, PNP support man, they have sense.
Yeah.
But right now, proof say, they don't have no sense.
But as I said before, you know, say if I did PNP in power, you know, say JLP would have step out long time. You know that.
You call JLP loyal to them, the corruption.
The more loyal that me,
the JLP supporters them loyal to the corruption, but you see the PNP them, the supporters them are some pussy all them. The
not,
policy of the PNP party,
JLP step up.
Good,
you remember when Portia
and the best thing about the people them don't want nothing for themselves.
Yeah, but you remember when Portia did a run? You remember how Andrew Holness always out, always a fight. Remember?
Even the people them, even the PNP party itself, they not do much neither, because the vlogger them do more work than them. Because enough time I see Labour them come out and up a fuckery. And the PNP if you have for them look a board, for them look a people them not for run out and counteract that.
Like the PNP patriarch.
Like the PNP patriarch. The PNP patriarch for active. That is why I said the PNP patriarch left everything to vlogger to do their work.
I don't dare me see them come out only. But
then if anything then come out, like all Marlon Morgan like go up on different platforms which chat fuckery. As Marlon Morgan go up on platform, the PNP patriarch for the shut it down.
Because I appear like Marlon tell.
So really and truly, they not doing much, they not doing enough work. Then the PNP them think them sit back and have too much leniency on this government, and they now make the people them know the reality of what happened. They keep secret for Andrew and his party, Andrew and his administration. The PNP them now come and make the tell people them the real truth. And that's the problem. They now come and tell the people them the real truth. And although through them sister the people them are idiot too. It's just an island to eat that, no matter, you know. You take the hog out of the mud, but you can't take them out of them, you know.
But everything go on, the people, them see. They see what is happening in them surroundings. They know what go on. So, them shouldn't start mobilize already. They don't need nobody, they don't need Mark Golding. If they really need help and need change, they wouldn't step out. Because, as I said, if I did PNP in a power, ask me, I tell you, JP out long time, whether they want loyal to corruption or anything, matter, they don't care.
Then just them do what them do.
Just do what them do.
The PNP them now, I lose off of the PNP supporters then.
That's why sometimes I can't.
And I don't want no PNP supporters call me platform and tell me they want help. I tell me nothing happen with them. I don't come for that purpose there. Me is not a helper for nobody. You understand? I don't want no PNP supporters call me about talk your mind. This don't call on mama or call upon God. I don't operate, I don't operate. I don't call me a blood clot and tell me about me disappointed in them for sure.
We see the man deep in a corruption and we not do nothing.
They not do nothing. They come and call every platform about no this and one. Move on a blood clot and suffer too. I don't suit no blood clot purpose for the island neither. Because alright with corruption, but you not either under the PNP policy. Like many people think so don't have sense too. But action speak louder than word. Or that you don't know. Action speak louder than word. So people say so a blood clot nobody too. Because they not fight for us. I don't give a fuck. I don't tell them from day one I'm a PNP. I'm a revolutionist. And if you not do me think you should not do, I'm going to bonfire upon you because I don't come and look friend for nobody. I don't look friend for nobody. I don't want no friend. With the blood clot I do with friend. Friend can't go blood clot about them business. I don't want to come and look friend. The truth alright, I do in a bun corruption. And freedom fighter and sin. Saying? And the PNP them supporters them now do a fuck. More than they on social media every day. A chat and them live on the ground. They not do nothing. It depends on Mark Golding to do everything for them. And I know say Mark Golding going in house and alright. And you know say when the MP them going to the house then alright. And sit down and wait for Mark Golding to do everything for you. You see? I'm going to shit like a fowl. You can't stay there, here. Children, they don't do a blood clot for help on themselves. They don't do nothing for help themselves. Only thing they do when they see somebody attack, body labor, then come gather up, and I put heart and fire and this and that. And then do a blood clot for help on yourself, PNP, on the ground. Nothing do for help on yourself. I not come and look friend for PNP. I think I come and look friend for PNP. I truth alright, I come and deal with a bonfire when time fire for burn. The PNP supporters them in Jamaica, they not do a fuck. Because through they not do nothing, make Andrew Holness cannot get rid so much blood clot fuckery.
I could never liberate them, so don't wait for liberate.
True they not do nothing, Andrew Holness say, sure, PNP supporters them, they don't care.
You know, sister, they not step to the front any longer. You know notice, say Christopher Tufton now come out and talk. Colonel Charles, the whole of them, they step back. Because then sister nothing and change.
Then sister, I just we and Mark going and a couple more people and fight for them. The PNP supporters them and all of them have phone. All of them have phone, you know?
Them don't know, say once them sometime them away from Mark Golding, them have to step out, mobilize themselves, and then Mark Golding will back them. I saw it go in a different country. Like, what the hell?
That is why I tell you, I don't want nobody call me and tell me about no help. I don't come for help nobody.
I don't
want no blood clot body call me and tell me about no help. I don't come, I'm not a doctor, I don't come for help nobody. I come for burn fire and burn corruption. If I don't want help on the blood clot self, no call bomber clot my phone and talk about no help. Patsy, give away I did, Patsy. I get tired of the PNP them in Jamaica, the PNP supporters them. Nah, do nothing.
Even labor right up on them platform I laugh. And I say PNP a joker. Even labor right I laugh, say PNP a joker.
How long I tell you say PNP supporters them a cruff and you tell me not to say it. Enough time I tell you say them a cruff and you tell me not to say it. And the truth hurt. Them a blood clot cruff, they don't want nothing. Them a hide under the good policy of Michael Manley, and them a hide under the party to make people feel that they have sense. But action speaks louder than word. Their action shows that them a blood clot, same as the labor right.
Crowding the private capital that will close the gap between what the storm took and what Jamaica can build. We have a bill. What we need.
I mean about PNP can do to Andrew Holness. What the fuck you mean about PNP can do to Andrew? Hey, you cut it down.
The supporters to come out.
Hey, we must just talk about PNP. I'm mad right now, you know, to watch them comment there. Me dark like a midnight, you know. So then don't talk no talks nothing for here about PNP can do nothing. Keep that thoughts in your brain, because me dark at midnight now, you know.
Because the people can do something.
Say if the PNP them can do nothing now, so but they stop watching me and me stop doing my live then. Because this is a waste of time. What are you talking about? If PNP can do nothing, better me stop doing my live. I want to stop watching me and go find something to do in the time and stop waste time. Go find people live and watch. And just dead who for dead. And who for live.
No, I don't laugh at you.
So if them say PNP can do nothing now, so what does that say?
I say that's it. We should just stay with Andrew Holness and live happy.
So why people are wasting time now, sitting up on people live and listen to them? Why we are come and do these things?
That's true.
If people have this mindset, the PNP can do nothing. So like them people are sick in their head as blood clot, yeah, man. I'm going to play Andrew because I'm mad.
The collective determination of every member of this house, every Jamaican in every parish, and every member of our diaspora around the world to build this country together forward. Yes. Madam Speaker, I commend the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority Bill 2026 to this Honourable House. I ask that members engage it with the seriousness it deserves. I ask that we resist the temptation to allow the theoretical or the theatrical, both. We must resist the temptation for the theoretical and the theatrical to overwhelm, which we are wont to do, the practical. to become absorbed, as the leader of the opposition tried to do, to pull me into institutional debates about design, that we forget the people of St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Hanover, St. Anne, St. James, and the other parishes who are waiting for their communities to be rebuilt. For once, let us, I agree with your member, let us join hands, but let us put the people first, truly. When we debate sometimes here, we want to put process before people. It is something that let us join hands. I have heard the lament.
But let us join hands.
But I
This is why I'm vexed with the blood clot PNP supporters them.
So we can't stand up.
I'm vexed. Let us, you want let us give you some blood clot kick out of the parliament. And that you want. But let us. Like you think this is a blood clot joke? That is why I'm telling you, I'm vexed with the PNP supporters them because they have to be blood clot cruff. This all box down my thing to bomb clot. Let's see if that show good.
Take the white into my pillow.
Sure.
Put the what's behind.
Sure.
Heard the similar lament by members on
that side,
that our mature democracy has produced a system where we look for process over outcome. And as you have said, sometimes we believe that perfecting the process is the outcome that we desire, regardless of whether or not the people have benefited. And I think we now have this opportunity. Yes, we must get the accountability right, the transparency right. Competitiveness is a part of our culture, and we have to find a way to have that in the NARA. We must ensure that we are developing local talent and including local capabilities. All of those things, we don't debate them. But it doesn't mean that we are going to be bogged down and move slowly because of that. The new challenge for this generation of legislators is to figure out how to create structures that are nimble, structures that are lean, structures that can respond to the disruptive world in which we exist. Structures.
Why you not going to name some shit and come out of the parliament and go certify your asset, John Crow? Why you not going to name some shit, John Crow, and go certify your asset? Batman, why you not going to certify your asset? Why you not tell you who the next blood clot 12 thief with yourself in a parliament? You want some, I'm not tell you say you want some kick. You want some kick if you come out of a blood clot parliament, you come back and chat off your mouth. I kick you, it's like how voting can take out of the parliament. It's like how people them can go to the poll and vote out because you have glass ball brown by your cock. And some kick you out of the parliament.
Reward performance. I hate to use this word because it's going to be misinterpreted, but we have to have structures that reward the risk taker. Because that is how you're going to get innovation and movement at speed and pace. It is the challenge that we face. And I'm certain that the capacity elected in this room and appointed in the Senate is capable of coming up with an institutional structure that balances all of these requirements, but at the same time making sure that we move faster than we were moving before. I've always said it is a national tragedy that we have the fastest man and the fastest woman in the world and yet we have the slowest moving bureaucratic process. Somehow it has invaded our psyche and our culture that if it didn't take long, it wasn't well done. While the rest of the world is moving way past us. While we are celebrating how well we have perfected process, and we have no celebration for how we have lifted people out of poverty, how we have gotten our roads repaired, how we have brought in new industries. That must be the focus. So, Madam Speaker, Jamaica does not need a recovery model in which process supersedes tangible outcomes, in which files move elegantly while reconstruction stalls. The people of Jamaica are not waiting for a perfect institution. They are waiting for a functioning one. They are waiting for school children to have proper learning facilities, hospitals where families can be treated, roads that we can drive on without being shaken up and stirred, and homes in which we can live safely. NARA is how we will deliver those things faster, more transparently, and with great accountability than Jamaica has ever managed before. Madam Speaker,
we want a perfect institution.
This House
What the fuck you mean about Jamaica now with a perfect institution? If it's not perfect, we don't have a problem.
Exactly.
Eh?
No prosperity.
Every institution is perfect, we have a problem. Remember your thief, you know? Why am I done with Jamaican people? I'm going to free me a freestyle now, here? Me just a freestyle now. I don't kill up myself. I free me a free blood clot style now. So, me dey on freestyle, me dey on pilot mode now, here? Yeah.
Post-disaster reconstruction. We have a case study.
I'm kind of done with it. Man, my pilot mode, me dey on. Me just a freestyle. Have fun with this now.
To Lima, Peru.
No, sir, me.
To learn from Peru's experience.
I'm not for dead off down there, man. For free, me pilot mode, me dey on now.
Flood. Hysteria.
Me.
Early 2017. Peru passed its reconstruction law in September 2017 and established the authority.
And the Jamaican people, me have really a fight for, you know. Myself. No Jamaican, me retire. Myself, me have fight for the Jamaican people, me have fight for, me now come to this.
Almost immediately consumed by political crisis.
Everybody have mind say,
the construction framework was amended.
Me now live back in Jamaica. I'm interested about this. I wouldn't have no need to do this. You understand? So everybody will say, mystic sensation, we ain't known some everybody like that first. Because them have intention to go back and live.
The comptroller.
So I'm not really do it. I do this to Jamaican people. I do it to myself because I have planned to become a returning resident. Not so? I'm going to invest my money and build up my house and live comfortable. That is why I don't give a fuck who want to come off. I don't get paid. I don't pay them for come here. They don't come off and go where they want to go. They come and look friend for nobody. I don't give a fuck who want to come on. If I ever want somebody to come on. So I'm a freestyle. I don't give a fuck. I'm not tying nobody over here. I'm not tying nobody over here, you know. So who want to come off and want and tan. I don't say go, you know. I'm not come and look friend for nobody. So anyway, then go and find friendship, then can find. Not so. Anyway, then go and find a friend, then I can't turn. I look friend from people. And myself, I come here, I come fight for, you know. Because I plan for going to return to Jamaica. I don't come here to look friend for nobody. I never born as twin. I never born as twin, you know. What the fuck, man? I say I'm alone par. I don't give a fuck about people.
Thank you, members, for the extension of the time. So, the Comptroller General of Peru subsequently identified nearly 13,000 instances of mismanagement and 105 projects paralyzed across 11 regions. Peru eventually stopped relitigating its governance model.
You know, hear me tell you the lie. That's a code, my general.
In 2020, it reconstituted the ARC, that is the entity that they had created, as a focused executor, implemented a government-to-government delivery partnership with the United Kingdom. So they eventually abandoned what was set up as the equivalent of what we're setting up as NARA, and went to a government-to-government delivery partnership with the United Kingdom and reformed procurement completely. The results were immediate. Procurement timelines fell from 12 months to 3 to 4 months, and the number of competitive bidders per project rose from an average of 2 to 22 per project. So, Madam Speaker, the lesson from Peru is that delay costs lives, livelihoods, and national credibility. The Jamaican people cannot afford for us to repeat Peru's first phase. We can do much better, Madam Speaker. We can be focused, empowered, and we can make our system accountable from the start. Peru took 3 painful years to arrive at where they are now. We are beginning at where Peru eventually arrived, not where it started. And I draw this parallel, Madam Speaker, because what I'm seeing evolving could lead to us getting trapped in the analysis paralysis cycle, where we could end up not able to resist political advantage or political opportunity, and we end up debating this forever until the emergency of Melissa has passed in the minds of the people. It has happened before. So I urge this House to think on the objective, which is to have reconstruction happen quickly, but equitably, accountably, and transparently. I believe that the bill we have presented meets the criteria. We are open to consider improvements, and I invite all the members to bring their best minds to analyzing the bill. Madam Speaker, I want to very quickly go clause by clause, as I'm required to do, to explain or give a general overview of the bill. So clause 1, short title and commencement. Clause 1 contains the short title of the Act as well as its operational provisions. It provides that the Act will come into force on a date appointed by the Minister. It also provides that the dissolution and transition provisions will come into operation on a date appointed by the Minister. Clause 2, the interpretation clause. Clause 2 provides for the definitions of terms used in the Act. Key expressions such as approving entity, designated strategic investment projects, and step-in order are defined. These terms will be more fully explained as we proceed through the bill. Part 2, which deals with administration. Clause 3, establishment of the authority. Clause 3 establishes the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority, NARA, or the authority, as a body corporate. Clause 4 establishes NARA's functions under the Act. Its primary functions are the preparation, implementation, and oversight of approved reconstruction and resilience projects, plans, programs, activities, and works. In addition, NARA will, among other things, establish performance indicators and reporting standards, which are critical to the success of this entity as an accountable entity, establish tracking, monitoring, and reporting systems, procure goods, works, and services, issue directives and operational guidelines, cause projects, programs, and plans to include standards for climate and disaster resilience, establish project management and risk management systems. Clause 4 also sets out the powers of NARA. Subparagraph 2 lists powers in relation to carrying out the operational works, and subparagraph 3 clarifies that NARA enter into transactions and take actions to preserve sites of architectural and historic interests. Subparagraph 4 acknowledges that NARA will utilize the existing resources of the government in carrying out its functions as appropriate. Clause 5, appointment of Chief Executive Officer and other employees. Clause 5 provides for the appointment of the CEO of NARA. This appointment is made by the Prime Minister by instrument in writing. The CEO will be responsible for the day-to-day management of NARA and act on its behalf. NARA will be able to employ such staff as may be necessary for carrying out the provision of the Act. Clause 5 includes provisions regarding the remuneration of staff, which must be in accordance with the rates prescribed by the minister responsible for the public service. Clause 6, delegation of functions. Clause 6 allows NARA and the CEO to delegate, with the approval of the minister, the performance of their functions as they consider necessary. Clause 7, power to appoint committees. Madam Speaker, the administration of this legislation will require good administration and sound technical advice to ensure disaster recovery and reconstruction is resilient and in accordance with established laws, standards, and guidelines. It may therefore be necessary to appoint an appropriately constituted committee to examine and report on matters relating to the Act. This would be akin to the advisory board. Clause 7, again, the leader of the opposition missed that clause. So let me reread it. Let me read. You read it. So you realize that there is a clause for the appointment of a committee, which could be the advisory, which is, yes. So your concerns are addressed. No, just separate. So Clause 7 of the Act allows the minister to appoint such committees as required for the members to be compensated for their services. Clause 8, funds of the authority. Clause 8 provides that the funds of the authority will be the funds placed at its disposal by Parliament, as well as other monies or property which may become payable to or vested in NARA. Clause 9, accounts and audits. Clause 9 mandates NARA to follow good accounting practices, which must be in accordance with generally accepted principles promulgated by the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Jamaica. These financial statements must be audited annually by a registered public accountant appointed by the NARA CEO with the approval of the Cabinet Secretary. The statement of accounts audited must form part of NARA's annual report under Clause 11. Clause 10, reports, returns, etc. Clause 10 requires NARA to furnish reports, returns, accounts, and other information to the minister with respect to its activities. Clause 11, annual and other reports. Clause 11 requires NARA to prepare annual reports which must include the audited statements of accounts under Clause 9. The annual report and audited financials must be submitted to the minister no later than 4 months after the end of the financial year. The minister must then have the annual report, annual statement of accounts, and auditor's report tabled in Parliament. Clause 12, corporate plan, etc. Clause 12 requires NARA to submit a corporate plan, operating plan, and its estimates of revenues and expenditure to the ministry by the 30th of September each year. Clause 13, directions to the authority. Clause 13 empowers the minister to give directions to NARA. Such directions will seek to ensure the effective performance of NARA's function and that approved reconstruction and resilience projects, as well as designated strategic investment projects, are executed in accordance with Cabinet's approval and the public interest. Clause 14, obligation to secrecy. Clause 14 creates an obligation of secrecy and confidentiality for employees of NARA and other persons having an official duty under the Act. Disclosure contrary to this obligation is an offence. However, the obligation is subject to the proviso that it does not apply to any disclosure that is required by the Act or any other law. Clause 15, indemnification of the Chief Executive Officer. Clause 15 allows NARA to indemnify the CEO or any other employee for losses with respect to civil, criminal, or administrative actions or proceedings by virtue of their employment with NARA, provided that said employee acted honestly and in good faith. Clause 16, right to indemnify. Clause 16 further provides that the CEO or other employee are entitled to indemnification by NARA in defending any civil, criminal, or administrative action or proceedings where they were substantially successful on the merits of their defense in the matter. Madam Speaker, Part 3, which deals with reconstruction and resilience projects, programs, and plans. Under Part 3, Clause 17, approved projects. Madam Speaker, Clause 17 provides for one of the central features of the NARA framework, the official cabinet-approved list of reconstruction and resilience projects and designated strategic investment projects under FAST Jamaica. Clause 17 requires NARA to develop programs and detailed plans to include project scope, delivery arrangements, and timelines for their implementation of approved reconstruction and resilience projects. Implementation is subject to the approval of Cabinet. Clause 18, programs. Clause 18 deals first with reconstruction and resilience programs, which must be developed by NARA in consultation with relevant persons and in accordance with best practice and prescribed requirements. The goods, works, and services to be procured and the relevant persons involved in the program must be stated. The program must be submitted to Cabinet for approval and must be accompanied by the relevant plans for implementation. Clause 19. Clause 19 requires NARA to prepare the plans for implementation of approved reconstruction and resilience projects and monitor their implementation. The plan must be reviewed and periodically updated as necessary. NARA must establish mechanisms for receiving continuous and reliable information regarding the execution of the plans. Programs and plans must prioritize climate and disaster resilience and the need to identify and protect vulnerable areas. They must be informed by historic and current natural and climatic environmental processes and seek to eliminate, mitigate, or minimize adverse impacts. Clause 20, the register. Clause 20 provides that NARA shall cause a register of approved reconstruction and resilience projects to be kept. The register will be updated periodically with the approved projects appearing in the official list issued by Cabinet. The register will be made available electronically for public inspection. Clause 21, expedition of approval processes. Clause 21 provides the mechanism for expediting the approval processes relating to the timely completion of approved reconstruction and resilience projects and designated strategic investment projects. It allows NARA to convene meetings of the various approving entities to establish timelines for inspections, evaluations, and assessments, deadlines for determining applications, and other inputs that inform applications. In many instances, approvals depend on inputs from entities that do not themselves approve the applications. Clause 21 contemplates all such matters will be brought within the framework to ensure complete efficiency and coordination of these critical projects. Having convened the approving entities, NARA will be authorized to issue directives regarding the manner in which applications and other inputs are to be handled. Clause 22, directives. Clause 22 requires an approving entity to manage the application review process in accordance with NARA's directives. Such directives must be issued in writing and may require the approving entity to A, process applications concurrently or sequentially, B, coordinate the processing of applications among other approving entities, C, proceed with consideration of an application where an approving entity may otherwise delay or decline to process an application solely because approval or input from another approving entity is pending. D, rely on approvals previously granted. E, determine an application within a specified period. And F, make exceptions to zoning requirements. Clause 23, actions to address non-compliance with directives. Clause 23 provides the mechanism for NARA to address non-compliance with its directives by approving entities. Where there is non-compliance with a directive, NARA may apply to the minister for step-in orders or take other steps necessary to secure compliance with the directive. Before applying to the minister, NARA must first obtain independent expert advice on the matter and must be satisfied that the requirements for approval have been met or exceeded, or that the terms, conditions, or qualifications of the approvals are not necessary. NARA must notify the relevant approving entity in writing that it intends to apply for a step-in order, providing reasons, providing the expert advice obtained, and stating the steps taken to address the concerns of the authority in relation to the application. Clause 24 deals with step-in orders. Clause 24 provides that the minister may issue the step-in order approving the application or modifying the conditions of approval in relation to the matter for which NARA has sought a step-in order. The step-in order, once issued, will have effect as if it were the approval of the approving entity. However, prior to issuing a step-in order, the minister must be satisfied that the approving entity failed to comply with a directive of NARA, was notified of the non-compliance, that the independent expert advice was sought which supports the application for a step-in order, and that it is appropriate in all the circumstances to make the order. The minister must also give the approving entity the opportunity to make representations prior to issuing the step-in order. Madam Speaker, I wish members to pay attention to these clauses because they substantially seek to balance the crux of the matter, which is to expedite approvals, expedite permitting, but at the same time pay attention to the essence of our administrative law, which is to have a process of independent review, to allow for appeal, and to involve expert advice. And we have tried to capture all of that. So I encourage members to look at clauses 22, 23, 24, and of course 25, which is a designation of strategic investment projects. Clause 25 allows Cabinet to designate a project to be a strategic investment project, which provides similar benefits as approved reconstruction and resilience projects. The privilege of this designation will depend on the Cabinet being satisfied that the proposed investment value or investment threshold is at least $15 million or equivalent. The project can be integrated with the approved reconstruction and resilience projects that are already approved or contributes to the achievement of the purposes of the Act. And the project falls within a list of specified sectors or any other sector that the Cabinet may determine where strategic opportunities arise that serve the reconstruction and economic resilience objective of the Act. The investment threshold may be amended by order subject to affirmative resolution. Clause 26. Clause 26, which deals with regulations, provides the usual power of the minister to make regulations to give effect to the provisions of the Act. This is to be done in consultation with NARA and subject to affirmative resolution. So the House is always involved. Clause 27, amendment of schedules. Clause 27 provides that the minister may amend the schedule. Part 4, dissolution and transitional arrangements. Clause 28 under Part 4 deals with the dissolution of the authority. Madam Speaker, it will be recalled that NARA is intended to be a temporary measure. So within the bill, we have put in a process for its dissolution. To give effect to this, Part 4 of the Act sets out how NARA will ultimately come to an end. As indicated earlier, this Part 4 will come into force on a future date to be appointed by the Minister and is therefore worded prospectively. This will allow the affairs of NARA to be properly wound up before its sudden dissolution. Clause 29, savings of agreements, arrangements, etc. Clause 29 provides a transfer of any reference to NARA after its dissolution to be construed as a reference to the government. This encompasses any agreement, arrangement, contract, instrument, or other document. The provision includes the necessary safeguards to preserve the interests of third parties and the public. Clause 30, the transitional arrangements for money. Clause 30 provides that after dissolution, monies held by or become payable to NARA shall be credited or payable to the consolidated fund. Clause 31, devolution of assets and liabilities. Clause 31 provides that assets, rights, and liabilities of NARA shall become vested in the Commission of Lands, Accountant General, or the government as appropriate. Clause 32, transfer of official records. Clause 32 provides that the records of NARA shall be transferred to the responsible ministry. Clause 33, transitional arrangements. Clause 33 provides that the transfer of real property under Clause 32 shall not be treated as a transfer for which transfer tax, property tax, or stamp duty is chargeable. Clause 34, duration of the Act. Clause 34 provides that the Act shall continue in force until the day after the day of dissolution. The schedule. Office of the Chief Executive Officer of the National Reconstruction and Resilience Authority. Paragraph 1, tenure of the CEO. Paragraph 1 provides that the tenure of the CEO shall not exceed 3 years. It also limits eligibility by excluding sitting members of either House of Parliament or local government. Paragraph 2, publication of the name of the CEO. Paragraph 2 provides that the name of the CEO and every change in CEO must be published in the Gazette. Paragraph 3, resignation. Paragraph 3 provides that the CEO may resign at any time and that resignation takes effect as from the date set out in the instrument. Paragraph 4, revocation of appointment of the CEO. Paragraph 4 provides that the Prime Minister may revoke the appointment of the CEO for any of the prescribed reasons, including convictions past or present, inability, very important, inability to perform functions due to mental or physical infirmity, bankruptcy, or failure to act or to carry out the functions under the Act. Paragraph 5, authentication of documents. Paragraph 5 provides for the authentication of documents, and paragraph 6 of records. Paragraph 6 provides the keeping of business records for NARA by the CEO. Paragraph 7, the office of the CEO is not a public office. Paragraph 7 established that the CEO is not a public office for the purpose of Chapter 5 of the Constitution. Madam Speaker, it is important to reassure the public that while we work assiduously to procure the necessary goods, works, and services of for NARA's effectiveness, we will treat with procurement in a manner that is expeditious but ensures transparency, accountability, and fiscal prudence. So in addressing the procurement issue, Madam Speaker, to this end, the NARA will be designated as an exempt body. I said this earlier, under Section 3 of the Public Procurement Act 2015, reflecting the extraordinary nature and urgency of the reconstruction mandate. While exemption from the Act provides NARA with the necessary operational flexibility to undertake procurement at the pace and scale required, the government recognizes that this flexibility must be accompanied by a purpose-built procurement architecture that ensures efficiency, value for money, transparency, and accountability. The procurement system will be designated to operate at speed without diluting governance, internal controls, or public trust. The authority will ensure that a comprehensive procurement policy and governance framework is designed, establishing principles, objectives, and rules governing all procurement activity, including ethical standards, conflict of interest provisions, oversight, reporting, and accountability. Madam Speaker, I believe I've given a comprehensive overview of the bill itself and the objectives that the government intends to achieve. Madam Speaker, Melissa created a crisis, but every crisis presents an opportunity. It is up to us as the leaders of the nation to recognize the opportunity and to determine in ourselves to seize the opportunity. History and time gives every man, every community, every country, every nation a window of opportunity. Some people look at the window and say, what a beautiful vista, what a beautiful view. Some people actually close the window, and some people wait until the sun sets on the beauty provided by the window. There have been times in our history where we have dithered, we have become trapped in extensive political litigation of the actions required. But there have been times in our history when we have come together in a time of crisis, where we have accepted the challenge, embraced the opportunity, and we have acted as one people. And whenever we have done that, the country has benefited. Madam Speaker, when we acted to treat with political violence and form the Electoral Commission, we acted as one, and we were able to eliminate political violence from our political culture. We can do it. Madam Speaker, when we faced a national debt of 147% of GDP, we were on the brink of collapse financially as a nation. We came together. I was leader of the opposition at that time. No bill that came to Parliament was unnecessarily held up for any political gain. I gave instructions to my members. We must be present. We must help to improve the bills, and we must get them passed. We played our part. The nation benefited. Today, we have cut the debt in half And we are still, even with a disaster, still on course to keep our target of debt reduction. Country has benefited from epoch, all the stakeholders coming together to hold government to account for policy. It's the same framework that we intend to mobilize for the reconstruction after Hurricane Melissa. So I urge members to resist the temptation. Yes, criticize constructively, but resist the temptation to stall, to delay, to usurp. I believe if we look at the interests of the nation, we can rebuild Jamaica in the image that we all have in our minds. Jamaica, the prosperous, developing, the place of choice to live, work, raise families, do business, and retire in paradise. God bless Jamaica.
Leader of Opposition Business, the member from Kingston, Eastern Port Royal.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. As you can appreciate, this matter, and especially the bill being just tabled, and we certainly like to see sight of the Prime Minister's presentation. We will not respond today, but we'll hold until next week, Tuesday.
To say for the record, Madam Speaker, which I didn't say when I opened, it was not the intention of the government to seek to close the bill today. We recognize that the opposition would want to review the various clauses that are new to the bill, and members would want to adequately prepare themselves to participate in this historic and momentous occasion.
If there are no other members who would like to contribute today, House Leader, read the suspension of the debate. Is there anyone who wants to go? House Leader?
Madam Speaker, I move for the suspension of the debate on the NARA bill until next week.
Thank you, House Leader. Those in favour? Those against? The ayes have it.
The Speaker is not intending to do any further business today, but just to signal, next week we will start our sectoral presentations. We will be hearing from Dr. the Honorable Horace Chang, who will start on the government side, and I know we have scheduled the leader of Opposition Business, Philip Powell, who will speak, and Member Crawford on the... Oh, okay. But definitely Member Powell will speak next week. So I'm advising the country that we will get into our sectoral presentations starting next week. With that said, I ask that we adjourn for a date to be set.
Members, it is safer. It's safer. Members, the question is that we do now adjourn for a date to be fixed. Those in favour? Those against? The ayes have it. This Honourable House now stands adjourned.
Yeah. Day to the R&D.
Dummy on the beat, so it's a bang.
Oh, them so thief. Oh, them so thief. Oh, them so thief. Oh, them so thief. Oh, them so thief.
Hey, big up on yourself here. Look come on here. Yeah, big up yourself. Look come on. Big up everybody who check here. Look come on.
Fly Green a thief. Desmond a thief. Babsy a thief. Arishang a thief. Whole ministry not the party a thief. 1 PM make us a blood clot thief. Be a corruption. All police and soldier thief. Jamaica something wrong. Millions and billions, the whole of them a thief. Now them want raise tax, make the Highland grieve. When you boy look a poor man get the squeeze. We a march to a king